had no idea where I was. What? Was I a goddess? What's going on? What's happening to me? Or had I finally become the monster everyone said I was? Voices rise around me, voices I know too well. No man will ever want a girl that big. She looks like a freak. I clutched my ears, but the voices only grew louder. Then the pavement beneath me began to crack. I screamed as the ground gave way, and I plunged into darkness. Hey, I'm Bella, and that dream where I was a giant terrorizing the city, that's basically my reality, minus the stomping. I have always been freakishly tall, standing out wherever I went, and always getting mocked by classmates. Yo, she's gonna hit the ceiling fan one day. More like taking down a plane. How about I take you down instead? My teacher turned me into an unpaid board cleaner because I was the only one who could reach the top. And every day I just kept growing. By the time I graduated high school, I was 6'5". No one knew how painful growing up this fast was. But the worst part was getting roasted by my own parents. Oh, Bella, why did you grow so tall? No man wants a partner who makes him feel like he needs a ladder. Oh, will I never have grandkids? Forget marriage. With her height, she should just play basketball. That's what all too tall people do. Plus, big money. Dad, just because I'm tall, it doesn't mean I want to bounce a ball for a living. Then what? Spoiler alert, this is a trap. He knows my answer, but fine, I'll play along. Modeling. At first, there was silence, but then they burst out laughing. Modeling? Really? Bella, my dear, be serious. Your face would be so high up, people won't even see it. I really wish I could just flip the table. Tell them it was a lie, and I will definitely get there. But the truth was, I've been secretly applying to agencies since middle school graduation. Oh, height limit is 5'11", but Naomi Campbell is tall. Sweetie, we're looking for runway models, not walking skyscrapers. And it hasn't turned out well so far. But my life wasn't all doom and rejection. I had my own personal ray of sunshine, in the person of my bestie, Ada. We'd been best friends since childhood. Even though she was nearly 2 feet shorter than me, we got along perfectly. While I dreamed of modeling, she dreamed of designing. She even had a small shop, inherited from her mom, where she sewed clothes. While everyone saw me as a giant, Ada saw me as me. These models look stunning. I wish I could walk a runway too, but I guess that dream's dead because of my height. Says who? Your height is an asset, Bella. Forget what people say. Then why won't any modeling agency accept me? 'Cause they're blind. Duh. Don't worry. When I start my fashion line, you'll be my #1 model. I knew Ada was talented, but without money, her dream felt as distant as mine. Then, just before I turned 18, Ada burst in with a flyer that could change everything. Do you know what this means? If I win this competition, I'm gonna become a famous designer! You should totally go for it. Find the perfect model to showcase your designs and you'll kill it. I swear on everything that breathes that my suggestion was innocent. But Ada took it from a whole different angle. You're right! Lucky I've got one right here with me. What? No, not me. Bella, look at you. Long legs, striking features. Plus, if you don't help me, I'll have to beg some random girl who won't do my designs justice. This could be our time to shine. And just like that, I had no choice. While Ada worked on her designs, I secretly practiced my walk. Because if my parents found out, they'd shut it down before I could even take my first step. But when the moment arrived, panic gripped me. Ada, I can't do this. My legs feel like spaghetti. Tall, wobbly spaghetti. First of all, spaghetti is delicious. Second, you look amazing. Model number 14, you're up next. Breathe. Shoulders back, chin up, walk like you own the world. And so, despite my nerves, I walked, expecting laughter, fingers pointed at me in contempt or fear. But everyone was staring at me as if I was a goddess on earth. I caught the whispers floating around, and they were the opposite of what I used to hear. I felt a rush of confidence surge through me. And the third place goes to
Ada!
You did it! But just as we took her trophy, we began to hear not-so-pleasant murmurs.
She only got third place because of her model. I can't even remember the dress. Only that goddess of a model.
I felt my chest tighten at the cruel words. She deserved better. Forget them. Tonight is our win. Let's celebrate. I thought this exciting experience was all I was going to taste of modeling. I had no idea it was just the beginning. The moment we got outside, I was shocked to be swarmed by reporters.
Bella Chica, who you signed with? What's your net worth? How long have you been modeling?
Just today? But even more shocked when I was approached by Vanessa, a famous talent scout. She owned one of the biggest modeling agencies, and she wanted me. It was a dream come true.
You've never modeled before. Well then, see you tomorrow at my office.
The salary was staggering. The perks? Even better.
Our models live the best life ever. You get a house, a car, and with your rising fame, you'll need personal security.
Personal security? Like a bodyguard?
Send him in. Tall, most likely my height, built like a Greek god.
His jawline could cut glass, and his dark eyes? Piercing.
Mr. Chica, meet Don. He'll be your daughter's personal bodyguard. Any chance we can get someone older, less attractive?
No! He's perfect. Hi, I'm Bella Chica.
Miss Chica?
His voice was like melted chocolate. Nice to meet you.
He just gave me a curt nod. No smile, no warmth. Definitely strictly business. He doesn't talk much, but he's the best.
Great. He's also the best at making my heart race. The moment I got home, I called Ada to tell her everything, but she wouldn't pick up. So I bombarded her with texts, hoping to see her tomorrow. But before I knew it, I got completely caught up in my new reality. From the move to my own penthouse, to living with a hunk of a security guard watching me every time, to my parents now fussing over me like I was a fragile princess. The same parents who laughed at my dreams were suddenly obsessed with me. Funny how money changes everything. And boy, was I making it. In just 4 months since becoming an official model, I was a multi-millionaire, the youngest paid model in the industry. Vanessa knew how to get the gigs and package me for top clients.
So, Bella, what's it like being the tallest, most in-demand model right now?
Let's just say I finally stopped slouching. And I knew how to shine under the spotlight. But I never forgot who helped me get here. Bella, your new home is amazing! And that guy at the door? Phew! He's just your height and drop-dead gorgeous. Yeah, that's my bodyguard. What? A bodyguard. And Ada, he's fine. Oh my god! How do you live with that hotness and not combust? He's so serious. He barely even looks at me. Anyway, I'm happy for you. I just wish I had something exciting to share too. Since that competition, nothing. No calls, no clients, nothing. I'm turning 18 next week, Bella, and I have nothing to show for it. Just then, my phone rang, and I picked up the moment I saw the caller. Hello? You're done? Oh, the meeting is today? Shoot, I totally forgot. I'll be there at 9. Look, don't give up, okay? I'll come over to your place tomorrow, okay? Yeah, okay then. You probably think I'm being a jerk, like I've been ignoring my friend now that I've risen to fame. But that's so far from the truth. I thought about Ada every day. She got me here, and I owed her everything. That's why I spent every dime I made in the past 4 months secretly preparing to launch our fashion line. Tomorrow, on her birthday, I was going to give her half of everything. I could already picture her face lighting up. But the next day came with a horror that robbed me of reasoning.
You silly thing! Couldn't even last a year before letting fame rot your brain, huh?
Madam Vanessa, what are you talking about?
The viral videos of you circulating around? You've ruined my image!
I immediately checked out what she was talking about, and my blood ran cold at the shocking caption. Bella Chica exposed. Arrogant and cruel? No, this had to be a digitally altered version of me. Honestly, short people are so pathetic. They should stick to carrying my bags. The comment section was a war zone. Wow, I used to love her. Unfollowing.
Always knew she was stuck up. Boycott Bella Chica.
What? In the freezing fudge?
Just then, Don burst in too, his phone in hand. I knew what he was about to say before he said it. We have a problem. There's a video.
This isn't real, Don. I never said those things.
I know.
You do?
When I first met you, I thought you were going to be just another spoiled celebrity. Arrogant, entitled. But for 4 months, I've watched you. I've seen the real you. You're down to earth, you work hard, and opening a business for your friend as your first big move? That's not something the kind of person in this video does.
A wave of relief washed over me. Don believed me. It gave me an inner power I needed right then. But Vanessa bought the lie. And my fans... My head was so full with confusion, it was fit to burst. Worst of all, my parents began calling me too.
You're all over the news! Why would you say such awful things? All your brand deals are probably gone. Do something.
Frustrated and confused, I felt something snap. I did something. I built this. Me, with my best friend's support. And now it's all being ripped away because of some sick lie you have once again believed without question. And you? You're only worried about your pockets? There was a moment of silence when I thought I had talked some sense into them. But then...
Call us when you fix this mess.
How about never again? I felt so angry and hurt and betrayed. What had I done to deserve this? Who was doing this to me?
Get dressed. We're leaving.
To where? Aren't you returning to Vanessa? I think I'm fired, you know?
Let's fix this. We will prove it isn't you. Let me help.
Seeing his determination was all I needed to rebuild mine. I was not going down without a fight. He took me to a place that looked like where bad deals go down.
Dawn! I was wondering when you'd show up again. And you brought company. Bella needs your help. Oh, I know who she is. Bella, the internet's most hated woman right now. Cut it out, Dex. It's fake. Fake? Seriously? Even I was convinced. AI-generated deepfakes at that level? Someone really wanted to sabotage you.
Can you prove it?
Watch and learn, Princess Legs.
Princess Legs?
Ignore him.
I thought we would be there forever, but after just a few minutes...
Whoever did this wasn't just some internet troll. This was pro-level sabotage. They manipulated your voice, mapped your facial expressions, and even altered the lighting to match actual footage of you. But they got sloppy with the metadata.
Meaning?
Meaning, I can trace where the videos were first uploaded from.
A map popped up on the screen. A single location flashes. Atlanta, Georgia. An IP address, a home address. And my stomach dropped. No, that's not possible.
Who is it?
It's Ada's address. My best friend.
Ooh, that's gotta sting.
My mind was spinning. Ada did this? I confronted her right away. Bella! Don't say my name like we're still friends. I defended you. I loved you like a sister. And you stabbed me behind my back. I wasn't thinking. You were thinking just fine. You thought about how to destroy me, how to humiliate me, how to make sure I lost everything. I was jealous, okay? I was drowning in your shadow and I didn't know how to get out. I just wanted... What? To destroy me? To take back the dream we both built? Dream we both built? I'm glad you remember that. I hope you also remember that you would have given up if not for me. No one would have known you if not for me. You just embraced the fame and left me behind. While I was pouring out my heart to you, you just walked away like I meant nothing. Oh no, Ada, you were just too fast. I never left you behind. All the money I've earned so far, I've never spent a dime on myself. You know why? Because I was spending it on bringing your dream to life. I pulled out a folder from my bag and slammed it onto Ada's work table. What is this? The Ada Bella line. I was going to launch it today as your birthday gift. Bella! No! Yes, I'm done with it. I don't need it anymore. I can't consider someone who did this to me a business partner, much less a friend. Goodbye, Ada. Her one act of jealousy destroyed years of friendship and trust. And for some time, it affected my career. But the moment we proved to the public the video was fake, things got better. In time, I opened my own fashion house, where I could hire models of all shapes and sizes, and work alongside the most beautiful man to have ever lived.
It's your first opening, and how do you feel?
Like I just took my first real step forward. Sometimes, others may get ahead of you like I did with Ada, but that doesn't mean you failed. Success isn't a race. Celebrate their journey, learn from it, and keep pushing forward. Your time will come.
On a beautiful day when I was 5, I was in the kitchen eating breakfast like a good kid. My mom rushed downstairs and threw me on her shoulder with half a pancake still in my mouth. "There's been an arson 2 blocks away. I have to be the first to report it." We arrived at the scene to see the whole mansion burnt down. Mom brought me to the grass by the window and sat me down with some coloring books and colored pencils. "Okay, baby, just sit here and color while Mommy goes to check out this place." I nodded and started coloring while Mom was working. "We're in Michigan, and our investigators are looking into a case of arson." Suddenly, someone yelled at me. "Hey kid, get out of there! The gas isn't completely off!" Just when the firemen rushed to pick me up and walked away, something inside the house exploded. We saw the window shatter and smoke come out of the window. We got to safety on the other side of the street, and not until ages later, we heard Mom calling. "Mila, honey, where are you? Oh, thank God you're here. What kind of parent are you? She could have been seriously hurt if you can't even take care of your own child." And that's the wrap-up of my childhood. Yeah, completely tranquil and not chaotic at all. Hi, my name is Mila, and I'm the daughter of a journalist mom and a criminal dad. Growing up, it was only my mom and me. And, as you just saw right there, my mom isn't really the best at looking out for my safety. If there's a story, she'll chase it without a moment's thought. As for my dad, I didn't know much about him, but Mom told me he was a private investigator who didn't really care for the rules. He would bribe and trespass his way to the truth. His way of thinking was, to get info from outlaws, you need to break a few laws. And that was his motto until he was caught and thrown in prison for the crimes he committed while he was on the job. From what I heard, he initially took a job and infiltrated a criminal organization, but he befriended some of the guys there, and eventually, he became one of them. His job was to find the leader of this corrupt group, but instead, he became corrupt himself. Once he got caught on his crimes, he'd been locked away ever since. My dad was stuck in jail for 15 years, ever since I was a toddler, so I never spoke to the man or had any kind of relationship with him. Not that I ever wanted one with someone so corrupt like him. Growing up, my mom always told me to be upright and use righteous means on the way to discovering the truth. That way, I would never turn out to be like my dad. And so, I always strive to be a good and law-abiding journalist, just like my mom. Life was hard sometimes, but we've managed it fine with just the 2 of us so far. Until recently, we got the news that Dad just got out of prison. So when my dad came home, my mom didn't let him back in. And I get it. The man was a criminal. One day, I was doing my homework, and then suddenly, the doorbell rang. Downstairs, Mom had opened the door, and there was a duffel bag full of money. I counted it, and it was $50,000. Mom told me to get away from the bag as she kicked it away from the house. "Mom, what was that bag of money for? You're not getting mixed up with the wrong kind of people, are you?" "No, I'm not. Don't worry about me. Go upstairs and finish your homework." Later that night, I was asleep in my bed when I was woken by some commotion coming from downstairs. I snuck downstairs to see Mom crying and arguing with some hooded figure in the dark. She kept mentioning the name Patricia. Whoever this Patricia is sounds like a really bad person. "You don't tell me what to do! Get out of my house before I call the police! Now!" The hooded figure then left. "Mom, is everything all right?" "Yes, honey, everything is fine. Just go back to bed, okay?" I knew she was just saying that to comfort me, but seeing her already stressed out enough, I did as told. But the next morning, I woke up, and the house was oddly quiet. No shower running in the bathroom, no noises in the kitchen, and my mom was nowhere to be found. I immediately called the police to report her missing. When the cops came, they found 2 plane tickets to Hawaii in Mom's laptop and an email sent to my dad asking him to take care of me while she was away. So the police concluded my mom was just on vacation and disregarded my missing persons report. But I didn't believe any of this. With her line of work, Mom and I always had a code. We always told each other where we were going, so if anything ever happened to either of us, we would at least know where our last known location was. And most of all, she wouldn't leave me alone in a house with my dad. "Thank you, officers, for stopping by. I'll be sure to take good care of my daughter. See ya, Joe. Stay out of trouble, okay?" Once the police left, I tried to ask my dad if he knew anything about my mom's disappearance, but he just brushed it off, saying, "She's just taking a vacation. She's been stressed out lately."
I tried to reason more with him, but he just didn't listen and already made himself at home. Ugh. Little did I know, he was more than useless. He was annoying. All he wanted to do was spend quality time with me. That morning, I woke up to a lavish breakfast and Dad with a ridiculous chef hat on. "Good morning, my sweet Mila. How did you sleep? Come eat your breakfast before it gets cold." I was not in the mood, so I walked past him. "Aren't you gonna eat something at least?" "Ugh, okay, wait up. Why don't I show you how to ride a bike? We didn't get to do that together." "I learned how to ride a bike 10 years ago. From Mom. And I'm taking the bus to school." All right then. Have a great..." I slammed the door shut on him. Later that day, as soon as I got home from school, he already ambushed me in the living room. "Let's go to Disneyland together. I know you girls love it. Come on, let me give you a shoulder ride, sweetie." Disneyland? Shoulder ride? I am 16, not 5 anymore. Am I the only one worried about Mom? I get it if you don't want to find her, but I do. I don't have time for all this father-daughter nonsense. I have to find out where Mom is. There's no need to. Your mom's just on vacation. How do you know? She'd never leave without saying anything to me. I'm a PI, remember? So what about you stop worrying about this and focus on your studies instead? Huh? Saying that, he then walked out of there. This was the first time he raised his voice to me since he got back. Strange. However, that evening, I went to Mom's room, hoping to find some clues, but instead found her door locked. "Did you lock up Mom's room?" "Yep, that would be correct." "Why, Dad?" "She's away, on vacation, so I thought it's safer, warding off any intruders, you know." "Well, I need to find something quick, so can you open the door then?" Unfortunately, I've lost the key somewhere and I can't seem to find it, but I'll let you know when I see it again." That was very off. If Mom's really on vacation, he wouldn't have to lock up her room like that. "All right, Dad. If you really want to play this game, you've got me wrong then." So, what do I know about Mom's disappearance? 1. Someone left the mysterious $50,000 at our house. 2. There was a hooded man at the door that night. Friend or foe? Mom seemed really angry at them, so not a good sign. 3. She kept mentioning the name Patricia. And 4. Does my dad know something I don't? When the school bell rang, as my classmates started packing up and heading home, I pulled out my phone and looked up Patricia. And I got an immediate hit on Patricia Morgan, an uprising politician who's running for mayor in our town. She seemed nice. Actually, all the articles posted about her painted her as a saint. Not even a single taboo article about her. How very odd. I texted my dad, telling him I'd be home late studying with a friend at the library, but that was only an excuse. I needed him to deter his attention away from me while I got some investigating done. My first stop, Patricia's villa, where she spends most of her time when she's not at her office. I headed to the subway, and right as I was getting off the train, I was suddenly pulled away. "Hey! I don't know who you are, but you've got the wrong person!" "Shh, Mila. It's just me." I was shocked to see that it was Tristan. He's a classmate of mine. He's always quiet, but a known troublemaker. "Tristan? What do you want? I know karate." "Yeah, sure, I totally believe that. Would you just get off of me already?" Hey, I don't want any trouble, okay? Just hold still for 1 second. I saw these 2 sketchy guys watching you on the train. I think they were looking for you just now, but they left." "Wait, for real? Where are they?" Suddenly, we heard a man asking around about me. "Have you seen this girl?" Right then, my instincts turned on. I took Tristan and ran out of there. Who are those men working for? Dad? Did he know I was trying to slip under his radar? I took us to the nearest and busiest cafe and got us a table away from the windows. "What was all that about, Mila? Are you in trouble?" I told Tristan about my mom's disappearance, and how I just wanted to do some investigating on my own without my shady dad hovering over me. "Ah, I see. I get that you have an overbearing dad, but I'd advise you to think twice about running away like that." "You don't get it. I have to find my mom." "I know you want to, but trust me, I've had a little bit of experience here and there. If your dad finds out, you'll never be able to leave the house again." "All right then, Mr. Think Like a Criminal. With your expertise, how would you go about it?" "The best course of action is to act normal and investigate secretly. Take baby steps. Don't think that you can find everything out all in one day." "I can't wait any longer. No one's helping me and my mom could be in danger." "Say, I'm pretty intrigued by your case. Need a hand with it?" I thought about it for a second. He does have good points, and I might be able to find my mom faster with some help. So, I agreed to bring him along. From then on, I played along with Tristan's strategy. At home, I acted like I dropped the investigation and was nice to my dad. But secretly, Tristan and I investigated Patricia and looked for leads on my mom's whereabouts. But luck wasn't on our side. And somehow, my dad was always in the way. One time, I planned to get out of class to go ask around if anyone had seen my mom. So I made up some excuse to my head teacher. I need to go home and take care of my dad. He's super sick at home. Is that so? Is he all right? He was nauseous all night last night and throwing up all over the place. I have to take him to the doctor. Suddenly, someone burst into the room. Good afternoon, Miss Parker. I am Mila's dad. I'm just wondering how Mila's doing with her studies recently, so I thought I could come by today. Aren't you sick? Mila just said she needed to take care of you. Sick? Oh, my sweet child is always looking out for me, but I'm all right. Busted. Why on earth does he want to visit the school today? Another time, I hired Reggie, a private investigator, to get on with the case, and set up a meeting with him at a cafe. Right when he showed up and I was about to grade him, my dad appeared out of nowhere and acted all buddy-buddy with him. Hey, long time no see, Reggie. How you doing? I couldn't trust this guy if he's close to my dad, so I left the cafe quietly. I was so frustrated that I was getting nowhere with my mom's whereabouts. Worse, my incompetent dad would do nothing but party all day long at home. He invited all his sketchy friends over. Guys he met in prison, heavily tattooed, scary-looking gangsters, and hoodie-wearing shadies who looked like they hadn't been out of the basement for ages. And the women, all of them were flirting with my dad, who, most enthusiastically, flirted with them back. Like, gross! My mom was right. My dad was untrustworthy and had too many ties to the crime scene. I didn't want to be there any longer, so I asked Tristan to meet me at the cafe. It was supposed to be an investigation session, but instead, I just complained about my dad the whole time. And Tristan was really sweet. He listened the whole time without crossing my opinions. Okay, I've got that off my chest. Thank you, Tristan, for listening. You really are a great friend. I'm here for you, Mila. I know this is a tough situation with your mom missing and your dad being your dad, but maybe you could try leaning on him more. He is a good resource, being a PI and all. Tristan was right. Maybe I wasn't giving my dad a chance to help me. Okay, yeah, maybe he could help us. Wait a minute. I've never told Tristan what line of work my dad was in. For all he knows, my dad was a prisoner for the crimes he committed and he hangs out with sketchy people. Who are you, Tristan? What he told me next shocked me to the core. All this time, I had no idea this was happening.
Tristan was right. Maybe I wasn't giving my dad a chance to help me. Okay, yeah, maybe he could help us. Wait a minute. I've never told Tristan what line of work my dad was in. For all he knows, my dad was a prisoner for the crimes he committed, and he hangs out with sketchy people. Who are you, Tristan? What he told me next shocked me to the core. All this time, I had no idea this was happening. I stormed out of the cafe, couldn't believe what I just heard. Mila, wait! For what? You've been working for my dad all this time! My dad! Tristan! I can explain. Just hear me out, please. I could have just walked away then and there. But looking at Tristan, something in my heart felt that I had to hear him out. So, we went back into the cafe. Initially, your dad hired me to update him of your every move. Explains why my dad was always one step ahead of me. 'Cause you've been snitching to him. Okay, but then after knowing the whole story and seeing how worried you were for your mom, I was trying to help out too. What about the subway incident when you saved me from those sketchy guys? That was set up by your dad. But he was just worried that you were getting yourself in hot water. Oh, he's worried about me getting into hot water? Well, he's about to get burned by his own daughter. Wait, Mila! I marched back home to find my dad, cleaning up after a stupid party. Again. Oh, Mila, you're back. How was your night? You had me followed? Right then, I see the color drain from his face. Darling, I was only trying to keep you safe. From who? Because my mother is missing, and the only other person I should be trusting in all of this is you. But I can't even do that. Believe me, Mila, I'm doing everything I can to keep both you and your mother safe. Who took Mom? I don't know anything about that case, but I'm looking. You say that, but all I see is a dad living an indulgent life, hanging around a bunch of sketched-out people. I know it looks that way, but I'm just trying my best here. I need you to trust me, so we can be a family again. You've been gone for 15 years, locked away in jail.
You're just a stranger to me! I knew what I said must have hurt him a lot, but I felt so alone in this world. I have a dad who I barely even know, and a friend who I thought was someone I could trust, but turns out I was just a job for him. That's it. I'm not going to rely on anyone else anymore. I'll find my mom by myself. I just hope she's okay. From that day forward, any information I collected, I made sure Tristan couldn't hear any of it. There's no way I'm going to let him report any of my findings back to my dad. But man, he was relentless. As I was doing my research from the town's archives, Tristan sat right beside me. Jeez, couldn't this guy take a hint? I got it! You got what? Patricia Morgan is part of the group called the Brotherhood. It was shut down a long time ago for conspiracy against the government. The group only lasted a few months before getting caught and disbanded. And get this, the article wasn't even written by an official journalism company. It was written 2 years ago by our school's journalism club, under their school paper called The Honest Truth. I think you found our lead! So that means you forgave me then? I'm still mad at you. You may have redeemed yourself a little bit, but I'm still going to keep an eye on you. That's fine. You can be mad at me for as long as you want. Just please don't ignore me. Okay. What's our next step? Why don't you join the club? You have a knack for writing and journalism. They'll accept you right away. The club president is Christina Valentine. We have a little beef. What kind of beef? We were friends in middle school until she totally swooped up the guy I had a crush on. Ever since then, we've been a bit catty with each other. Well, lucky for you, I happen to know that she has the hots for me. So, why don't we go together? Okay, lover boy. You better be ready for this. She can get a bit intense. Anything to help get your mom back. I got you, Mila. And yep, Christina was there, and as expected, she totally ignored me. But when Tristan walked in the room and showed her that he and I were all buddy-buddy, Christina immediately ceased fire and acted all bubbly around me to get Tristan's attention. She let me join right away, and while Tristan distracted her, I got to stick my nose in all of the old The Honest Truth publications. Turns out, there were multiple drafts and publications on Patricia Morgan. I even found one criticizing her for passing a bill that harmed the environment. This club is very outspoken and honest. Seems like I've hit a jackpot. But sadly, I soon found out the club was just full of hypocrisy and slacktivists. One time, The Honest Truth featured a piece on food and packaging waste caused by the large consumption of fast food chains. Yet I walked in that very afternoon seeing the place littered with fast food. And that's not the only thing that bothered me. They had motivational quotes pasted all over the walls, yet no one was there to make a difference in themselves or the world. They even had this ridiculous workout while working routines, replacing the regular desk chairs with yoga balls and balance boards. But honestly, that just took a toll on their productivity. Who on earth can work like this? Not to mention, Christina flirting with Tristan is plain distracting and just gets on my nerves. I couldn't take it anymore, so I called them out on their hypocrisy and shallow work environment, then left. As I stormed off, one student approached me. It was Corey. Okay, maybe I hated everyone in the club, but Corey was an exception. He was diligent and kind, and a hardworking journalist. Hey, Mila, sorry for what you had to put up with in there. If it makes you feel better, I've been enduring them for the last 2 years. If it wasn't for my mom, I'd leave this club already. What do you mean? I told Corey about my mom's disappearance and the lead we got on Patricia Morgan recently. Actually, I was the one writing that article about Patricia. How come? You know something about her? My dad's a journalist and I got bits of information here and there from him. I was so pumped. Corey, this is amazing news. Do you think I can meet with your dad? He might know something that can help me find my mom. Yeah, sure. Great. I'll come along. Tristan, have you been following us? I'm sure Mila will be fine meeting with my dad on her own. I said I'm coming along. Sure. En route to Corey's house then. When we got there, I was surprised to find out that Corey's dad was Filbert, my mom's former coworker before she switched to another publishing company. Look how much you've grown since the last time I saw you. So, you and Corey are dating? Actually, no sir, Mila is not dating Corey right now. Tristan was being a little too much, and I had to give him an eye signal. After catching up, I finally brought up my mom's disappearance and my situation with my dad. Right then, there was a loud banging from the door. It was my dad. Mila, you're coming home with me. Seeing how scared I was, Filbert called the cops and advised me to get a restraining order against my dad. I was so shook from the experience that I agreed. You should just stay here with us, and we can help find your mom together. Filbert is a renowned journalist and a friend of my mom's, so I listened to him. And so, my days went on a little easier and stress-free. I didn't have to worry about my dad breathing down my neck, and with Filbert's help in finding Mom, I was able to ease up a bit and focus on school. That was until Corey came to us with some news. Mila, today I overheard my dad's conversation with his coworker, and they said something about Patricia with some gang. Let's get home and ask my dad. Finally! I couldn't hide my excitement, but when we got there...
That's not true. I wasn't saying anything about Patricia. Corey must have misheard me. And you, stop listening in on my work discussions. A lot of it is classified information. I will not tolerate it next time, Corey.
Corey glumly left.
Don't worry. I'm still looking into the case. We'll figure out where your mom is, okay?
I was grateful for his help all this time, but disappointed things were getting nowhere again.
Mila, you shouldn't trust him too quickly. He's just a stranger. Your dad is more trustworthy.
But he's a credible journalist, and my mom's coworker. Definitely more trustworthy than my ex-prisoner dad. I tried to reason with Tristan, but deep down, I felt a bit uneasy. Mom, where are you? That evening, I got a text from Tristan saying he got a lead about my mom, but he couldn't get inside, so he asked me to meet up at a nearby park. It was dark in the park and, honestly, kinda creepy. Suddenly, I saw someone standing in the park, but it wasn't Tristan. It was my dad? When he saw me, he lunged at me and came in for a hug. It was a nice, warm hug for a second, until I remembered that I couldn't trust him. Dad, what are you doing here?
I know you put a restraining order on me, but I missed you so much.
You have to respect my boundaries, and give Tristan his phone back.
Wait, Mila, ask Filbert about the $50,000 bribe. Trust me.
I was so taken aback by what he said that I didn't even notice Filbert standing behind me. Filbert then called the police to report my dad's violation of the restraining order and took me back to his house. That night, I couldn't sleep. There was so much going on in my head about my mom, my dad, Filbert. So I left the room for some water, but then heard some talking in the living room. It was Corey and Filbert arguing about something.
Dad, why are you talking to Patricia? Are you getting tangled up with the wrong people? It's nothing to worry about, son. I've got everything under control. I obviously heard you the other day and you denied it. Dad, what is going on? My business with Patricia is between her and I, not with you. So you better stop prying.
So you are talking with her? About what? What was I hearing? Filbert was in contact with Patricia this whole time? I was taken aback, so literally, I made a noise.
Mila?
Sir, what do you know about the $50,000 left on my front porch?
You did not hear anything, young lady.
You know about it, don't you? In fact, you might be directly involved with why my mom's missing. Filbert became more and more dangerous when Corey suddenly jumped in between us.
Dad, you can't hurt her. Oh, sure I can. I was gonna leave her alone, but she has to be nosy, just like her annoying mom.
Oh, no. I am right in the heart of the lion's den. I saw Filbert push Corey aside, then come at me, when suddenly the police barged into the house, followed by my dad. Dad, you got here just in time. How?
I knew it would violate the restraining order, but I bugged you back when you were in the park.
You're insane, but thank you. Filbert confessed to everything. Turned out, back when my mom was working at the same publishing company as him, he would agree to take money to write favorable but dishonest stories for his donors. My mom couldn't stand it, so she quit. But recently, it was rumored Patricia had ties to some gang, and she offered hush money to journalists to keep it down till she got elected. Both my mom and Filbert were offered a bribe, and when my mom didn't take it, Filbert kidnapped her to silence her until the election was over. Then Patricia would have immunity from the government for 20 years, even if the truth got out. The police found my mom held in a remote apartment. Apparently, Filbert took good care of her, despite kidnapping her. All he wanted to do was keep her quiet for some time. So, without any intention to hurt her, Filbert got a reduced sentence. Patricia lost the election and was also taken into interrogation for bribery.
Mila, I'm sorry about what my dad did to...
It's okay, Corey. It wasn't your fault.
Thank you, and your mom, for getting my dad a reduced sentence.
I know it's gonna be hard not having him around, but I'm here for you.
It's okay. Things will get better eventually.
I gave Corey a warm hug as we parted ways. The hooded figure the night of my mom's disappearance turned out to be my dad. He was trying to convince my mom to take the money, or at least not publish the article she was writing about Patricia. But my mom was hot-headed and stubborn, which brought threats and bribes to our home. My dad also explained that all the parties with his sketched-out friends were actually just to set the scene to gather intel. One of them told him about a job offer of taking care of a woman being held in some apartment, and that was how he got some leads for the case. As for my relationship with my dad, we finally sat down as a family, and he explained how he ended up in prison, a truth that not even my mom knew. Turns out, he infiltrated a criminal organization to investigate a lead, and so he became one of their goons, but got framed for crimes done by the organization, and since he was only a private investigator, he had no immunity and had to go to jail for those crimes. Though my mom was obviously still upset.
You and your sneaky ways. It's true a tiger can never change his stripes. Just like how you tricked me into signing the marriage license years ago.
Dad, you tricked Mom into marrying you?
Relax. Your mom would still want to marry me anyway. I just kinda sped up the process. That is no excuse. A lie is forever a lie. But you shouldn't be too hasty and hot-headed either. Look what happened to you.
Oh, please, both of you. We just got back together as a family for 1 second. This couple, how did they even fall in love before? Finally, I'm back to my regular school days. Tristan, Corey, and I became a trio. We literally never went anywhere without each other. Well, with some minor frictions. Hello, my name is Dixie, and I have quite a peculiar story for you today. Shout out to Animated Story Show for telling my life story, so please like and subscribe to the channel. I used to have a perfect life. My mom is a lawyer for a top law firm, and she's rarely home, but my dad works from home. And together, we were the best team. And Dixie keeps running, and oh, can she make it? Whew! Yes, she does!
Woohoo! And she shoots and she scores!
Oh my god, what is going on here? Today is our father-daughter tournament. And guess who's winning? Well, this tournament is over. David, you cannot continue to raise our child like a rascal. Clean this place up and come help me make dinner, Dixie. My mom was a total killjoy. At dinner, I was excited to discuss my upcoming birthday with my mom and dad. I finally wrote down what I want. There's only one thing on the list. We have talked about this. You are not getting a sister. But why? Pretty please, Mom. I promise I will help with the baby, and I will even stop playing.
No, we are not having any more kids. Write something else on your list.
But Mom, it's all I want.
Then want something else. Come on, baby, there must be something else you want. A baby is quite a tall order.
If you guys don't give me a sister, I'm going to go on a hunger strike until you listen to me.
Suit yourself. Oh, I'm too tired for this. Now let me have my dinner in peace.
Of course she wouldn't care, even if I starve myself. I went upstairs and screamed into my pillow. My mom was so impossible.
Hey, honey, are you good?
Your wife is killing me.
Come on, baby, cut her some slack. Having a baby is a big deal, and it might not be a good time for your mom and me because of work and, something else.
What else? Of course, work is more important to her than us.
Your mom might work a lot, but trust me, she loves you. And I have the perfect gift for your birthday. It is going to be amazing and better than a crying baby.
I doubt that, but we will see. A few weeks later, on the eve of my 14th birthday, everything fell apart. I was in my room when I heard commotion downstairs. It must be Dad setting up decorations. But then I heard Dad and Mom yelling at each other, so I ran downstairs to see Mom sitting in the dark. Mom, why are you sitting here alone? Where's Dad? And why didn't he do my decorations?
Honey, there is no easy way to tell you this, but your dad left us. We have been having issues for a while, and I tried to keep us together, baby, believe me. I tried, but he walked away.
Liar! Liar! You are lying! My dad will never do that! I will call him right now, and he will tell me that you are lying! But Mom wasn't lying. I called every day for weeks, and Dad never picked up the phone. He was really gone. I couldn't believe it. How could he leave me without a goodbye? As if things weren't bad enough, my mother walked into my room one day wearing the most ridiculous country outfit.
We are moving to the countryside.
What? To the countryside? Why?
I figured that being here in this house might be too much. And if we are going to heal, we need a fresh start. New job, new home, new life. And it's summertime, so you have plenty of time to settle before school starts.
I am not leaving. What if Dad comes back for me?
He will not.
I don't believe you. You're just trying to take me far away from him.
Pack your things. We're leaving today.
Mark my words. I will not move. I will not. But of course, Mom's way or the highway.
Honey, there is something I need to tell you about this place. Where we're going is my home. It's the place I grew up.
Huh? You never talk about your home, and now all of a sudden we are moving there?
I know it's weird, but it's a long story. But believe me, you will understand soon. And you're finally going to meet my sister, Rose.
Sister? You have a sister and never told me? God, do I really know anything about you?
Oh, well, we're here.
I looked up and I saw the whole farm spreading in front of my eyes.
And that's Rose, your aunt.
A woman almost as beautiful as my mother stood in the driveway holding a rake. I could immediately sense that she didn't like us.
Well, look who it is. Why are you here? This is my home, Rose. I don't need to explain anything to you. Home! Please don't make me laugh. Your husband leaves and you remember that you have a home. That's rich.
Hi, Auntie Rose. I'm excited to meet you.
Sure.
She just walked away and continued shoving hay. Rude. But Auntie Rose was more than rude. She was cruel. She never spoke to my mom and me. She always pretended like we didn't exist. And to make it worse, I tried to ask Mom what happened between them, but she refused to tell me.
Adults.
Feeling a little suffocated one day, I took a walk to the lake when I felt something like a rock hit me. Ugh! What in the coconuts was that?
Oh, so sorry. I didn't see you coming. I'm Callum, and you must be Dixie.
Huh? How do you know who I am?
This is a little town. We know everyone. So, how are you finding life away from the big city?
It's horrible. Can't wait for my dad to come take me away from here.
Yeah, about that, I'm really sorry. My dad left too, so I understand how you feel.
Listen, I don't know who you are or what you think you know, but my dad didn't leave me, okay? He's just tied up with work.
Okay, don't walk away. I'm sorry. Come on, let's see who can skip rocks the farthest.
I was so angry at this Callum guy and the rest of the stupid town for thinking my dad left. But the thought of going back to the Cold War at home, I'd much rather stay with him. Turned out Callum was a breath of fresh air, and soon we started spending more time together. One night, I was sleeping in my room when my mother walked into my room.
Hey, honey, I know that so much of this has been difficult for you, so I brought someone to help. Meet Summer, your adopted sister.
I couldn't believe it. For the first time in forever, I ran and hugged my mom. Thank you so much. I finally have a sister, a forever friend. Yes, we are going to be best friends, sister. Summer was just 1 year younger than me, but she was so energetic and full of adventure. Every morning, she would leave the room before I woke up to explore the grounds, and late at night, she would tell me all the tales of her adventure during the day. Best of all, Summer also didn't like Auntie Rose's attitude one bit. So at night, we would badmouth Rose behind our back until we fell asleep. It was so satisfying. I saw you with Callum today. Hubba, he is so cute. Is he your boyfriend? Ew, no, we're just friends. Okay, if you say so. Guess what I did today? I left the barn doors open, and I'm sure all the animals have escaped by now. What? Summer, why would you do that? Because Rose has been rude to us. All she cares about is those animals. And let's see what she does when the animals are all gone. Christ, that's terrible, Summer. Please don't do that ever again. Auntie Rose is going to be so mad at you. Almost as if it was on cue, I heard a barge on my door. Summer jumped and hid behind me. You rat! How dare you! I know you let the animals get out. You are so lucky I got there on time. If not, what? Rose, how dare you threaten my child? Tell your little nuisance to stay away from my property, or I will deal with her. I could feel Summer shivering behind me, so I had to be a big sister and protect her. Auntie Rose, I am very sorry. It will never happen again. Auntie Rose just huffed and walked away. Phew, that was close. But after they all left my room, Summer started laughing. I warned her to never play silly pranks again, but I just knew that she would not listen to me. The next time I hung out with Callum, I told him what happened. Summer keeps playing pranks on Auntie Rose. I'm worried she's going to make Mom and Auntie Rose fight even more. Well, maybe she's just trying to adjust, and it's her own way of acting out. She has to get over it quickly because bitter Auntie Rose doesn't play. What's Summer like, by the way? She's sweet, but she's always busy going on her wildest adventures. When I got home that day, my mom and Auntie Rose were in a shouting match. I know my child, and she didn't do this. You can be mad at me all you want, but don't accuse my child of something she didn't do. Someone keyed my car. It's you, Dixie, isn't it? I didn't do it. I told you. Is this why you came here? To torture me? Haven't you done enough? After all these years, I can't believe that you came back to continue to cause me pain. Rose, please no. Then Mom started to cry too. Can you please tell me what happened between you guys? Enough with the secrecy. When Rose and I were teenagers, she had a piggy bank where she saved money to get out of this place and start her life somewhere new. She never wanted to stay in the small town, but then one day, your grandparents expected me to take over the farm, and I panicked. So I stole her piggy bank, got on a train, and left. And because I left, Rose was stuck here with a farm. Ugh, I hate that I hurt my sister, but I don't regret it. If I didn't leave, I wouldn't have met your dad, and I wouldn't have had you. Oh my God! I can't believe you did that! That's why she hates us! You ruined her life! I know! That's why I came back. I want to fix things, but everyone I love hates me. Your dad, you, and my sister. Maybe I am just a terrible person. What you did was terrible, but you are not terrible, Mom. But you have to apologize to Auntie Rose and do whatever it takes to make it up for her. I was happy Mom admitted her wrongdoing and wanted to make amends after all. So we all had a heart-to-heart conversation when Mom finally had the courage to apologize to Auntie Rose. She was still mad at first, but then, you know I resented you for many years. But because you left me with a farm, I realized how much I loved the land and eventually found my spiritual healing here. So in a way, I have to say thank you, and sorry for being mean to you. We all shared a warm embrace. It felt so good to be a family again. When I got back to my room, I was glad to see Summer there. Oh, thank God you're here. Where have you been the whole day? Busy wandering around plotting my new prank on Rose. You have to stop messing with Auntie Rose right now. She and Mom actually patched things up. Then I told her everything, but to my surprise, no, messing with her is fun, and I like it. If you don't stop, I'm going to tell everyone. You can try, but no one would believe you. I am the cute and cuddly one. Summer, why can't we just get along? Why do you have to break my heart, just like everyone else? Ask yourself. Don't put that onto me. I was so furious. What type of sister from hell was this? But she was right. No one was going to believe me unless I caught her in the act. But before I could do anything, I got carried away with the work at the farm. One day, Callum and I were helping Mom in the storage house when Auntie Rose ran in. Someone destroyed the chicken coop, ran a tractor into it. What? That was it. I know who did it. It was Summer. She is the one who has been doing all of it, not me. I tried to take the fall for her and talk her out of it, but she is not listening to me. Rose looked at me like I was insane. You are a terrible liar. I know you did this. I have proof. She pulled out a video, and I felt like I was being sucker punched. It was me. I was driving the tractor. Then I crashed it and started laughing hysterically. No, that's not possible. I didn't do that. Summer did. Summer did all of it. I tried to fix it so Auntie Rose could forgive Mom, but she got upset with me and started doing more daring stuff. Sometimes I found her pranks and fixed them before you saw them, but I couldn't get it all. At this point, everyone was staring at me with so much concern in their eyes. Honey, who is Summer? Summer, my sister, the one you adopted. I didn't do that. You have no sister. Wait, I think I know what is happening. It makes sense now. Dixie, Summer is not real. You made her up. That's not true. You know her. I don't, actually. I never met her. Oh, my poor baby. You need help. I am not insane. It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. Mom and Auntie Rose then drove me to the hospital, where I would be given therapy. Callum also came with us and sat with me in the waiting room. I can't even trust my brain again. I don't even know what's real anymore. Did I also imagine you too, Callum? No, you didn't. I am real, Dixie, and I will be here with you every step of the way. Right then, Mom and Auntie Rose came back after talking to the therapist. Dixie, honey, I'm so sorry for not listening to you and your needs for so long. I knew you always wanted a sister, but I never took you seriously. It was my fault. If I had been there for you, listened to you, and hadn't been so controlling and distant to you, things might have been different. But now I promise I will always be here with you, and you're going to be okay. I promise. What about Summer? You don't need Summer. You have us. All of us.
I was chewing popcorn watching my favorite channel with my bestie Diana when I heard Juliana's screeching voice. Cheryl! Emergency! Help me! I dashed towards her room to see her struggling with clothes. Oh, my dear, you're here. Come and help me choose which bag would suit my gown better, Gucci or Versace. Is this your emergency? Yes, absolute emergency. I must look fab on tonight's date. What? A date? Don't you remember you just cried your eyes out for some jerk yesterday? Can you believe her? Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Cheryl, living in New York. And that's Juliana, my aunt. My parents passed away when I was little. Since then, Juliana moved in and became my guardian, as per their will. She was funny and expected to make good company in this huge house, but most of the time she wasn't around. The only time she sat down with me was I just bought him a brand new Bentley to walk his dog the other day, but the next day he immediately dumped me. He said he wanted to share my burden, but seeing how heavy my 20-carat diamond necklace is, he stole it and ran away. My auntie always loved with all her heart, only her taste in men really needs some fixing. As you can see, all gold diggers. But for some reason, she refused to see those red flags and still hooked on them like a crazy bull. And inevitably, her long list of heartbroken stories keep getting longer and longer. Recently, Juliana met someone new and dined out every day. But you know how it's gonna end. Once they steal something from her, they surely would run away and leave her inconsolable back to me. Actually, I've once dated a guy like that. But of course, I'm not easy to deceive like Juliana. Once I sensed something fishy about that guy, I kicked him in his butt right away. That's why it's my first and also my only relationship I've been in. But no big deal. I have my bestie Diana. She might look timid, but really reliable. She knew everything about me. Then one day, Juliana asked me to join them for dinner. Wasn't this the first time she introduced her boyfriend to me? But this guy was kinda special? Or even strange to her usual style. Juliana only ever dated six-pack guys. But now, what's this overweight, short, and bald man doing here? Auntie, are you alright? But the real bummer was he brought along his son, who also happened to be Andrew, my freaking gold digger ex. It all happened when I was 14, the age where everyone was in a relationship, except me and Diana. One day, my class gathered to play Kiss, Spin the Bottle, and on my turn, the bottle pointed to Andrew, the only boy in my class who was single at that time. Friends screamed in extreme excitement and started to push us together, and we kissed. Since then, my classmates started to ship us as a couple until one time Andrew came to me. Hey, you don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. Why don't we become an item? Our friends seem to like it too. Stupid offer, right? But 14-year-old me thought it's a good idea to join the dating circle like my friends after all. I mean, being the only single girl really sucked. And he surely got a look and would make a good match with me. So I agreed. And we became official and did what other couples do, from holding hands to public kissing. Andrew turned out to be a good acting partner. And it was quite fun, to be honest. Except for those moments where I wish I could just end his life. Bae, I'm hungry. Get me something. But he's still totally wrapped up in finishing his 10th burger. Until I nudged him that did he pay attention to his starving girlfriend? Aw, my bae is hungry. Then eat, my love. But what was it? I opened my eyes to find out he fed me his greasy finger. Ew! That definitely raised my hackles up. I stood up and gave him my tantrum, but he had the audacity to fight back. If Diana hadn't stopped me there, I swear I was gonna give him some scratches. But still, we both had to settle down our first couple fight to continue our lovey-dovey girlfriend-boyfriend thing. Ugh. Things ran quite so smoothly that sometimes I thought I was in a real relationship. Then one day, I was walking in the schoolyard to hear some boys talking. Hey, Andrew and Cheryl have been together for 2 months, right? Yeah. I can't believe our spin the bottle trick that day could be that successful. Shout out to our handsome boy Andy, who's willing to go into the lioness's den to help us earn some more allowance from our rich lady. Perfect. And now the bait is taken, it's time to give Andrew the cue to action. What? So Andrew's offer only comes from an attempt of leeching onto me? How dare he? I immediately stormed away to find him sit on a bench. Hi, bae. Why the long face? Who stole your food? Drop your act. I know you're just a gold digger. What gibberish are you talking about? I don't know what's going on with you, but don't put it on me. He still had the guts to deny it and even dared to go berserk at me. We're over. Not long after, he moved to another city with his family. Good riddance. And from that moment, I said no to boys, as they only come to me for money. I didn't expect to see this jerk again, especially in this kind of situation. I dragged him outside. You have to stoop this low? Couldn't get my money, so now you asked your dad to steal from my aunt? Quit thinking everything has to spin around you just because you have some money. I just want my dad happy and he seemed to like your aunt. I warn you, don't cause any trouble. The next morning, I woke up to the most shocking news ever. Cheryl, Mr. Hardy and I are engaged. The wedding is soon to be decided and 2 families will move in together. What on earth? They've known each other for hardly 2 months and now they're getting married? What? This Hardy guy must have put some kind of spell on Juliana. Wait, so Andrew the jerk, he's my cousin now? No, I can't let him rob me one more time. I so needed some bestie talk right now. But why is Diana clinging to Andrew? I rushed over without a second thought. Hey, what's going on here?
Are you blind? We're seeing each other now.
What kind of gibberish did I just hear? I dragged Diana away immediately. You better have a proper reason. I'm sorry. You know too well what kind of person he is. Why? Can you do me a favor? You and Andrew are living under the same roof now, but can you keep a distance from him? What? Are you for real? You know, I'm a bit insecure. Okay, fine. You worry for nothing anyway. In no scenario do I want to be near him. What's wrong with the people around me? Frustrated, I came home, but to see Andrew's dad in my house.
We just moved back to the city, so it's taking more time for our housing contract to settle. So we'll have to live in your place, just for now. Is it okay?
Of course, bae. This castle is too big for the two of us anyway. Right, Cheryl? Yeah, how convenient for you, Mr. Hardy. Just move in, and all this house and cars are all yours to use now. And that's how Andrew and his dad entered my life and made it miserable. Every single night, he kept bothering me with a screeching sound that I couldn't stay focused on studying. Stop it or I'm gonna throw away your flute.
Pity you can't comprehend art, cousin.
Not just that, I had to share a bathroom with him, which now rather turned into his own exhibition of Star Wars obsession from towels, doormats, or even toothbrushes. Literally everything. Ugh. He even left his stinky football jersey for days. Ew. And of course, I couldn't let Andrew invasion continue like that. I drawed the boundary to set my territory.
Hey, that's not fair. You got an inch more.
What? Obviously not. And you know where he got his annoying nature from? Yeah, you guessed that right. His dad one day brought a full box of tools and left them everywhere in my house. Then he dragged every old item out of the basement and got them fixed. Hey, this castle wasn't supposed to be his mechanic shop, and we have enough money to buy new stuff. One day I told Juliana my bed was too high and I wanted a new one, but Mr. Hardy was faster and insisted on fixing my bed. But when I lied on it, it collapsed immediately. Help, my butt! I just know it's his tactics to win Juliana's heart. And seemed like it worked, as my aunt, who was never seen in the kitchen, now volunteered to show off her cooking skills. Wow, love's power, they say. Then let's see how love would burn. I just happened to heat up their love by adding some super hot chili into Mr. Hardy's portion. And after the first bite, he ended up crying like a baby.
Don't you know I have a peptic ulcer?
Then he held his stomach and left the table. Juliana hurriedly followed him to their room, all looking concerned. New trick to wheedle some more gifts? Impressive.
It's you, right?
Me what? I ignored him and went back to my delicious sup, but this party pooper stole the dish and scoffed, like being left starving for decades. Okay, fine. If you insist. You just pushed all of my buttons, you moron. I snatched his dish and finished the steak in front of him, and I could see his eyes turned red in anger. And that's when the fork fight broke out between us, until the maids came in to prevent any more calamity. The next morning, I saw my aunt taking Mr. Hardy to the hospital. Oh, I didn't expect it to be that bad. Right then, a delivery man came. Oh my! Wasn't it Green Day? My favorite band of all time? But this vinyl was rare. Not everyone could have this. Who bought it?
It's mine.
You?
Hey, cousin, can you pay for me?
I spent all my money on game yesterday. Classic. Fine, I'll pay. To make up for the prank yesterday. Okay, but with a condition. I'll unbox the vinyl. We returned to the living room and opened the vinyl. The cool guitar riffs and engaging lyrics gives me chills every time. When my jam was playing, I sang it out loud like usual. And notice Andrew did too. And just like that, we sang together until the song ended. And we started to talk about Green Day nonstop.
American Idiot was the best album ever written. Fight me.
No, Andrew Idiot. Dookie was the one that established their name.
You call me idiot? Then you might listen to Dookie too much that turned you into Cheryl Poopy as well.
What? I'm Cheryl Cherry Bomb! Too much for spending time with this jerk this morning. His taste in music is okay, but his personality is definitely not. One day at school, while I was busy with my homework, suddenly a boy stormed in my place.
Hey, beauty, I get a dare. Would you mind giving me a kiss?
What? I very mind. Get off me! But he still leaned towards and trying to press his dry as the bark of a tree lips on mine. One day at school, while I was busy with my homework, suddenly a boy stormed in my place.
Hey, beauty, I get a dare. Would you mind giving me a kiss?
What? I very mind. Get off me! But he still leaned towards and trying to press his dry as the bark of a tree lips on mine. No way! All I gave him was a slap on the face to shake the last sense back to him.
Come on, it's just a truth or dare game. Don't need to overreact like that.
Yeah, that's right. Just give him a kiss, Cheryl. And don't act so highly. It's not every day that someone offers to kiss you. Gosh, these dudes might as well need to be taught a lesson then.
Hey, stop. It's a game to you, but not to her. And she has a right to act on her own will.
Huh? Andrew was defending me? What's wrong with him today? Who told you I need your help? Those boys really killed my mood today, that I couldn't focus on anything else. All of a sudden, I heard Green Day playing, and soon I lost my negative thoughts to the song and became completely absorbed in it. And you know who's the idiot that played it. The next day, Diana took me out for some retail therapy. Hey, about yesterday, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine now. Such a relief, Cheryl. But just a little reminder, please don't misunderstand that my boyfriend has something with you. He was just being kind, you know.
What? Me? With your boyfriend?
As if. Even if he's the last boy on the planet, I'd never like him. Really? That's all I want to hear. I get this, please. Sometimes I couldn't understand my friend. But what if he still had feelings for me? What am I thinking? Get yourself together, Cheryl. After a fun shopping day, we separated and I went home to see Mr. Hardy wearing apron doing something in the kitchen.
Ah, you're home. Juliana is in Paris for 2 weeks for some urgent business.
2 weeks? How was I supposed to live with just these two obnoxious people for the whole 2 weeks? But wait, Juliana is on a business trip? How strange. She's never done that kind of thing. Right that moment, I got a message saying she had to fly out to negotiate some deal for the cosmetics she was using. Well, that explained. Perhaps getting married made her become more mature, I guess.
Cheryl, go wash up. Dinner is waiting. I've prepared your favorite.
And the food Mr. Hardy cooked was surprisingly delicious. More strangely, over the next few days, I realized being with them wasn't a nightmare as I thought it would be. Mr. Hardy was an excellent cook and always tended to my favorite list. So to pay back, I volunteered to do the cleaning.
You're doing the dishes? Make sure you don't break any.
Let me save them. No need.
You do.
He's right. I couldn't finish it all by myself. We were working peacefully when I felt something cold on my cheek. He's splashing water on me. Angrily, I splashed him back. It was fun, except for how soaked our hairs and shirts were.
Gosh, how old are you both?
One day after dinner, Andrew asked me to go with him to the grocery store. Okay, fine, but I wouldn't carry any bags. Then we took a stroll around the neighborhood. The city at night with flickering lights did have some soothing effect.
Yours is chocolate, right? Can I take a bite?
Then he had like half of my ice cream.
Oops, sorry. You can have mine.
That's fine.
Seemed like our princess is in a good mood today. Normally you'd chase me all the way down the street.
That's true. I hate to admit, but since Andrew and his dad moved in, I found myself happier and more relaxed.
Hey, did I say something wrong?
And for some reason, my words naturally blurted out about how lonely I had felt in my own house. When my parents passed away, Juliana is my only family, but she's too drowned in her own flashy hobbies, sparing no time for me. Not until recently, she spent more time at home, which is good anyway.
I didn't know that, Cheryl. So we have more in common than I thought. Actually, my childhood wasn't as wonderful either. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 7. I just thought it's because they're not meant for each other, but turns out mom was having an affair, which made dad devastated and closed his heart to everyone until he met your aunt.
Poor Mr. Hardy and Andrew. My aunt actually had changed ever since she's been with Mr. Hardy too. Maybe they're the right ones for each other. We kept walking along the riverbank, and chatting with Andrew wasn't bad like I thought, or even good in some way. Suddenly, he tripped over something and fell on the ground. Gosh, you're bleeding! Sit here, I'm gonna buy some bandage. But I didn't manage to get too far before witnessing a scene I wish I didn't. A day after Juliana came back from the business trip, she immediately called for a family meeting and announced the unexpected.
Cheryl, Andrew, we have something to tell you both. Mr. Hardy and I decided our relationship has come to an end. What? Why so sudden? Dad?
Mr. Hardy didn't say anything, but seemed to not take it well either. Then Andrew turned to me for an explanation, but I just couldn't bear his look.
It's just, we realize we're not for each other. You'd better move out soon.
Empty and awkward atmosphere covered the room. The news hit us hard. Mr. Hardy kept silent until they were about to go.
You should cook for Cheryl more often. She likes stir-fry veggie.
Drop it! Stop acting like you understand me better than my aunt! Get out of my house now!
Take care, Cheryl.
They've gone out of our lives, just like I always wanted. But what is this aching feeling? Days after, at school, Andrew kept trying to talk to me, but I avoided him by all means, until once he took me by surprise and pulled me to a corner.
Cheryl, tell me, why did they break up? You must have known something, right?
Didn't you listen to my aunt? They're just not made for each other.
You're hiding something.
Stop bothering me. We're not related anymore. I walked away as fast as possible. Seeing his face was the last thing I wanted now. Thank God Diana found me. I'm sorry for that, Cheryl. By the way, I dumped Andrew. Like father, like son. Better stay away from them all. Yeah, it should have been that from the start. Things went peacefully for a week. Diana was always around, and soon my days were filled with her presence and care. I felt thankful to have a best friend like her around at this time. Then one day, Andrew suddenly approached me in rage.
It's you, right?
What? Then he showed me the lipstick he found in his dad's bag, and some lip marks on his shirt as well. That's when he suspected Mr. Hardy was having an affair, causing the rift between him and Juliana.
But Dad said he would never do that, and I trusted him. What happened with Mom devastated Dad, so no way would he do the same thing with anyone else, which left you the only one who's behind this, right?
What? How is it here? Yes, it's me. So what?
But why did you have to do it?
Isn't it? The day after, I asked Diana to meet me in a cafe. Diana, my aunt and Mr. Hardy are getting back together. Can you believe? How could it be possible? One more thing. You forgot this at my place. Why did you do this, Diana? Is it just because you're afraid I would steal your Andrew? I told you I'd never steal my bestie's boyfriend.
What's going on here? Didn't we just fake date Diana?
Andrew? You guys just faked date? But why? Then he said that he just moved back here. He wanted to talk to me to untangle the misunderstanding in the past, in hopes everything would get cleared and we might get back together. But Diana approached him and suggested they fake date to see how I would react first.
I thought it's kind of a good idea, so I agreed.
Have you both lost your mind? Why did you suggest such a thing? It bugged me when seeing you living together, so I had to separate you again. Again? What does this mean?
It's not the first time you did this, right?
I couldn't bear seeing you together because I like you, Cheryl, for a long time now. So back years ago when you became Andrew's girlfriend for some stupid game, I tried to end it as soon as possible. Turns out, Diana paid the boys to fabricate the story of Andrew setting up the game to deceive me for money and intentionally let me hear their conversation. So that meant I wrongly accused Andrew. I trusted you as a best friend and share everything with you, even my insecurities. But you just use it as a means to satisfy your selfishness? I didn't mean it.
And now you're even willing to sabotage my family's happiness for your own needs. You've gone too far.
Diana was wrong, but not this time. Actually, Andrew, Diana wasn't the reason why your dad and my aunt broke up. It's me.
No, it's her who put the lipstick on my dad's bag, remember?
It's true, but my aunt never found this lipstick. Ironically, your dad was supposed to be accused of having an affair, but in fact, my aunt was the one who really did. You remember the night we went to the grocery store? I was looking for a pharmacy, but happened to see my aunt hands in hand with another man. Why is your Paris business trip involved having a fling with another man? Do I have to remind you that Mr. Hardy and you are getting married? Don't you love him?
Cheryl, I love him dearly. I don't know what's gotten into me. I'm sorry.
Say it to Mr. Hardy. That's when I know my aunt wasn't faithful to your dad, so I forced her to break up with Mr. Hardy immediately.
Why keep it from us?
I know your dad and you wouldn't take this well after what happened with your mom, so I didn't want to rub the old scars. I'm sorry, Andrew. I went home to see Juliana with her suitcases.
Cheryl, you're home. Sit here. I want to talk to you. There's something I wasn't honest with you, Cheryl.
Then she admitted that there's actually no gold diggers trying to deceive her. It's her who put all of the relationships in ruin, as she quickly got bored with them and quickly turned into another guy when still in a relationship.
I lied because I don't want you to think ill of me, but I didn't expect it would make you hold a negative opinion on boys. Trust me, pumpkins. One day you'll definitely find a boy who loves you truly. Then hold him dearly, will you? Don't be like me, lapsed up into old ways and ended up losing an incredible man. I'm glad you learned that. And now I have to go. I was asked to take care of you until you're 18. And hell, you are now. I believe my pumpkin can live on her own feet from now.
Bye. I hope you could lead your independent life too, Auntie. Now, all the truth was revealed, letting out the secret that was relieving after all. I was sitting on our favorite spot at school, but beside me wasn't Diana anymore. I got this letter from her in my locker this morning. Hi, Cheryl. I apologize again for my selfish acts. I should have known better that love cannot be forced, and I am also grateful to your big heart. I always cherish every moment shared with you. Though it's hard, I have to go now to find a way to heal myself. Take care, Cheryl. Diana. Kiss. My best wishes are with you, Diana.
Why the dumb face?
Without letting me crack a word, out of nowhere, Andrew snatched my earphones.
Green Day? You're too predictable, Cheryl.
Why are you here?
I saw you sitting alone, so I guess you might need a companion.
Yeah, Diana's moved to another city, you know.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Andrew, I'm sorry for wrongly accusing you back then. I was too childish and impulsive. I should have listened to you first.
That's fine. Actually, I have something to tell you too. You know, when you said you're the one who broke up Dad and Juliana, I was really angry. But a part of me was kinda happy, because that would mean you didn't want us to be cousins. Because I didn't want that either. I want more. Cheryl, would you be my girlfriend again?
Let's see. I might or might not want that. I'm kidding, of course. I'd love to, Andrew. Then he pulled me for the most magical kiss ever.
I forgot. Dad asked you to drop by for dinner tonight.
Did he? Yeah, I shouldn't miss that. I will ask him to make fried chicken burrito, baked ziti, Greek salad.
Isn't it too much?
I'm not finished. That's my dad, Marcus Baldwin, the world-famous jockey. Now he's the chairman of a super successful horse racing club. As his cherished only child, I was given everything I could ever dream of. But then something big happened that changed things. Before I tell you more, don't forget to like and subscribe. At the age of 8, I was in the playroom brushing my doll's hair when Dad let this tatty-looking woman and her daughter in.
Audrey, I'd like you to meet Belinda and her mom. They're going to be staying here for a while and be our new maids.
Belinda looked so frightened. So, feeling bad for her, I took her hand and let her play with my dolls. We soon became the best of friends, and I even managed to persuade Dad to let her attend the same school as me. Unsurprisingly, I grew up obsessed with horses and dreamed of becoming a famous jockey like Dad. I practiced riding my horse, Jackal, every day after school, and we became quite the formidable team. Soon, I was winning a heap of junior contests, and even the newspapers predicted I'd be the next big name in the world of horse racing. This certainly helped my popularity at school, and I began a clique full of elite members. However, there was one slight problem. Due to Belinda's humble background, the other girls didn't get with her. Where did you get those shoes from? Your grandma? Did you let your grandma style your hair too? Come on, girls. Let's see if the canteen has any oat muffins left. Everything was practically perfect, and to put the cherry on top of the cake, I was invited to a gala event for talented young jockeys. I needed to look the part, so I got my driver to take me to the mall to find the most amazing outfit. But on the way, everything changed. I woke up in the hospital, wearing an ugly gown and feeling dizzy with confusion. Oh my, you're awake! Huh? Why am I here? Sweetie, you were in a car accident. You've been in a coma for the last 2 years. 2 years? What? No way! That meant I'd missed out on 2 whole years of my life and was now 17! I missed my own sweet 16th! Once I got over the initial shock of being Sleeping Beauty, I made sure to ask the most important question. Is Jackal okay? Who won the Grand Youth Championship? After catching up with my parents, they told me something even more surprising.
Audrey, you've been very poorly, and we thought we were going to lose you. You needed a new kidney, but we weren't matches. But Belinda was, and she donated you hers. We are so grateful to her that when her mom sadly passed away, we decided to adopt her. She's now your sister.
I was sad to hear about Belinda's mom, but grateful for what Belinda did for me. I'd always seen her as my sister anyway. Right after I got discharged from the hospital, I was excited to get back to school and resume my life. Only, it seemed the world had moved on without me. No one dressed like me anymore, and I was stuck in a class with 15-year-olds. I tried to interact with them, so when I saw the teacher pinning up a picture of an elderly man, I asked if this was her grandpa. The whole class fell silent for a second, then suddenly exploded with laughter.
It's the president, Audrey.
How was I supposed to know? At lunchtime, when I went to join my old friends, I overheard them talking. 2021 called, it wants its tennis skirt back. What language is she speaking? Oh my god, Audrey is like an alien. She doesn't know anything. I mentioned the lucky girl syndrome trend, and she literally looked at me like a fish. Come on now, you know she can't help it. Let's go get some cheese fries. Anything you say, Belinda. Belinda was on my side, right? It kind of felt like she'd stepped right in and taken my place. At least my parents would be glad to have me home, right? Wrong. Mom was always shopping, attending yoga class and the spa, but she didn't ask me to go with her. Instead, she always asked Belinda. It felt like she'd forgotten that me, her real daughter, actually existed. Meanwhile, at the riding club, as I traipsed through the stables, I heard Dad talking to Belinda about an upcoming event.
I'm so lucky you're here to help promote this event. I'd be lost without you.
I no longer fit in at school, at home, or at the horse racing club. Life has changed around me, and I felt frozen in time. Worse still, I had to take this gross medicine. One time my maid was chasing me around the furniture trying to make me take it, but I used ornaments, cushions, and books to block the path. I was so distracted making my obstacle course that I bumped straight into Douglas Barron, my dad's business partner.
My, you certainly are a determined young lady.
Later that evening, Dad called me into his office. I thought he was going to grumble at me for not taking my meds, but instead he said something I wasn't expecting.
It seems that Douglas is rather impressed by you. He wants you to date his son, Damien. The firm's been under a lot of pressure recently, and having Douglas on side would be beneficial, especially as he's our biggest stakeholder.
What? You want me to date a stranger just to help your business? I can revive the business myself without having to do that. I just need to win the horse racing tournament.
No, it's too soon after the coma. You're not ready yet. Dating is the only way.
As if I was gonna listen to Dad. So I secretly came here with Belinda. I was about to saddle up Jackal, but then I got a whiff of horse manure and began to feel dizzy and nauseous. Dad suddenly showed up and took me to the hospital. Turns out, I'm allergic to horse manure. Ugh. Then Dad started yelling at me for training without his permission.
Thankfully, Belinda informed me what was going on and told me about your allergy.
Belinda? Why? Sorry, sis. I only told Dad as I'm worried about you. Whatever. I'm still going to horse race again.
Actually, there's physical therapy, and if you pass the agility test, you could still get back to training.
Dad, please.
Fine. Do the therapy, but only if you go on this date with Damien.
I agreed to go on the date, but I never said anything about being well-behaved on it. So in order to prepare for our special date, I watched this tutorial video. How to dress to attract men. A tutorial. Rule number 1, make sure your hair is long and never put up. Rule number 2, make sure to show a little skin, ladies. Rule number 3, footwear should be dainty and delicate. And ta-da! As I showed up at the restaurant looking ridiculous, I instantly recognized this quirky guy from school, Damien. So, I made sure I had the most unapproachable expression on my face. As soon as I sat down, I purposely ordered the weirdest food combo, ice cream hamburger. I was convinced he'd think I was a lunatic and leave, but instead, he reached over and tried a bite of my ice cream burger.
Interesting.
What? How could he like that? Someone please call the food police over here.
Your fashion sense is so refreshing. Everything about you is fascinating. I am rather smitten.
The rumors about him being quirky are definitely true. After the disastrous date with Damien, I met with Cooper, a medical student at the hospital who was helping me with my physical therapy. During the training, he was attentive and super encouraging. I was beginning to feel better, but then Damien showed up and insisted on staying there so he could check Cooper was doing his job properly. He wouldn't stop humming annoying tunes and munching on potato chips really loudly. Then at home afterward, he wouldn't leave and continued bugging me. When he finally left, I moaned to Belinda about how annoying he was. But to my surprise, she said she thought he was cute and funny? Hang on, does this mean Belinda likes Damien? On the day of the physical examination, I passed every single test without any mistakes. I was smiling as the doctor made his announcement.
Miss Baldwin, I'm afraid you failed the assessment.
I ran out of there and cried to myself. I felt someone sit next to me and was about to tell them to go away when I realized it was Cooper.
Audrey, the improvements you've made are impressive. I was sure you'd pass.
Seeing his caring face made me feel a little better. We talked some more and then he offered to drive me home. As we walked around the corner to the parking lot, we heard Belinda raising her voice with, "The doctor!" We stopped to listen. "I'm not giving you more money. I already paid you for failing Audrey. Sign this so I can be sure you'll keep this a secret." What? How could Belinda betray me like this? Belinda, why? Why did you do this? You don't understand how hard it is living in your shadow. I love the horse riding club, but you're coming back, and there will be no use for me there anymore. You ruined everything! Then she stormed off, leaving me standing there stunned. I immediately got home and told Dad what she'd done. I expected him to be on my side, but
I'm sure you're overthinking the situation. Besides, you should be grateful to Belinda. Not only did she save your life, but now she has agreed to marry Damien to save the company.
Belinda was only doing this to steal my life. It wouldn't work. I was more determined than ever to go back into horse riding and claim back my life. Mine! Meanwhile, Cooper helped find another doctor to test me, and this time I passed. I showed my results to Dad, and he finally allowed me to go back to training. But when I brought up Belinda bribing the doctor again, he just remained quiet. Am I even his daughter anymore? Okay, change of plan then. I met up with Damien to ask about his marriage with Belinda. So, did you agree to the marriage?
No way! I don't want to marry whatever her name is.
Great! I mean, that's sad.
Well, my heart belongs to you.
How about we get payback on them and fake date? Just faking it, though, if you don't mind.
Fake? Real? If it means being your boyfriend, then I'll do it!
So we immediately returned home, walked inside and linked arms and gave each other lovey-dovey looks. Belinda's scrunched-up face was a picture. I resumed horse riding practice and got around my allergy problems by using sachets and spraying perfume all over myself. It worked at first, but then I started getting allergic to the sachets too. Cooper immediately took notice, and the next day he showed up with some homemade herbal sachets. Not only did they help cure my allergy, but they also had a calming effect on me. Without the allergy bothering me, I could focus on practicing, and soon I was back to my amazing former riding self again. I showcased my talents to the club and everyone seemed impressed.
A talent like you should be head of the club.
Yeah, I may not be a big talker like someone I know, but actions speak louder than words. Belinda was clearly jealous of my rise to success, so she pulled some mean pranks on me at school. One time she suddenly turned nice and offered me a coffee, but it turned out she had snuck hot sauce in it. I was so mad. I changed her ringtone to fart sounds and called her number. It was hilarious! But then she suddenly fainted and was taken to the school infirmary. Oh, come on. She was so hurt she fainted. I told the other students she was faking it, but instead of listening to me, they all took Belinda's side. You're so ungrateful. Belinda even gave you her kidney, yet you scared her so much she fainted? Yeah, you wouldn't be here today without her. What kind of person are you? Feeling deflated and not listened to, I ran off. I stormed home, and on the way, bumped into Cooper. Unable to hold my emotions anymore, I burst into tears. He insisted we went for a walk, and I ended up spilling out everything to him.
I don't condone what Belinda did, but I kinda see it from her perspective. She's an orphan who longs for a family. She finally found her place in the world, and then you woke up and became a threat.
I never thought of it like that before. I realized the best thing I could do was to stop the pointless revenge and put all my energy into my recovery. I stopped hanging around with my clique, then broke up with Damien. I trained hard at the club, but not for my dad or the company, but for myself. Belinda showed up and tried provoking me, but I just ignored her. All my hard work paid off, and I qualified for the tournament. At the tournament, I was leading the race and felt unstoppable. But then some bees started buzzing around Jackal's face. He freaked out and started bucking. Then everything went dark. I woke up in hospital feeling drowsy and saw someone rummaging in my bed. Belinda, what are you doing? Then Cooper appeared.
Is this what you're after? I saw Belinda swap the sachets for pollen ones to attract the bees. I bet she also switched the ones before to worsen your allergies.
What did I do to deserve this? It's so easy for you, isn't it? Because of you, I've lost everything.
Belinda, how could you? Apologize to Audrey right now.
No, I won't. This is all your fault.
It's all my fault. Many years ago, I was in a relationship with Belinda's mom. We ended on amicable terms, but it was only in her final days that she told me the truth. Belinda is my daughter. I didn't want to upset anyone, so I kept it to myself. But then when you needed a kidney and Belinda ended up being a match, I used this as a reason to suggest adopting her. Then you woke up and we were so happy. I didn't realize how this had affected Belinda, or you, Audrey. Please forgive me. I want to put it right.
Mom and me were so shocked, and Mom told him to go and find Belinda. After Dad left, Mom hugged me.
Sweetie, both you and Belinda deserve warmth and love. I promise things will be better from now on.
As I left the hospital the next day, I saw Belinda walking toward me. I'm so sorry. You've been nothing but good to me, and I was horrible. I was so worried about you when you were in the coma. But when you woke up, I got scared no one would want me anymore. I care about you, Audrey. You're my sister. I wrapped my arms around her. You've always been a sister to me, Belinda. But please, no more pranks. Then I saw Cooper walking over to me, holding a huge balloon. Looks like you have company.
I'm glad you both made up. Here, I got you this.
I was in my room, humming to the latest Harry Styles song and preparing gifts for my new classmates. Balenciaga? Nope. Too cheap. Gucci? Louis Vuitton? Before I could make a decision, my dad barged in.
Sally, why did you give money to that scammer?
He's poor, Daddy.
And?
Okay. He said his mom wrote Baby Shark, and you know I like that song. Dad was always nagging me, but she did write the song, right? Anyway, I'm Sally Mayers, the youngest daughter of Frederick Mayers, the CEO of the super successful agency Modeling Sync. I suppose you'll say my life was extravagant, but hey, sharing with others isn't extravagant. Daddy says I should stop worrying about handbags and intern at his company. But how will a hot young thing like me slave away in a boring job, huh? So I moved out and was on the search for my calling in life and my Prince Charming. One day, I was out shopping when, bump, Our eyes met, and I didn't know if it's because of the fall or not, but I felt dizzy seeing his angel face. Then suddenly, he leaned toward me and stole my first kiss. Sorry about that. I haven't paid my rent, so I couldn't let my landlord see me. And kids, that's how I met your father. Not yet, but soon to be anyway. A cute guy falling in my arms had to be fate, so I invited him to live in my house while he earned enough to pay his rent. His name's Robert, and he's handsome, a great cook, and he adores animals. He's practically perfect. Except for his mood swings. Sometimes before going out, he'd be making me my favorite oat milk lattes and checking I'm okay. But when returning home, he'd just slump on the couch and order me to make him sandwiches. But hey, even soulmates had the occasional hiccup. I told Daddy and my sister, Mia, how perfect he was, but they were both so negative. Destined lover or a gold digger? If this boyfriend of yours is so perfect, then where is he? And, actually, they didn't see Robert's face yet. It's just he got camera fright. I desperately wanted to take some couples pictures, but he dodged every time. Babes, this face is only for you. Aw, he was so sweet and super caring. Despite Dad and Mia's disapproval, he still attentively asked about their hobbies and work. He was just perfect. There was nothing to ask more from him. Actually, there was. Come here. Just a secret between you and me. I think Robert's gonna propose to me. These days, he seems fidgeting and nervous. Then one day, Robert asked me to meet him in this expensive restaurant. I was sure this would be it. Gosh, I've dreamt of a wedding with my Prince Charming all my life. Yes, I'd like to be Mrs. Hemmings. Look, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a train ticket. Sally, my dad's just passed away. I need to go back to my hometown for a while. Then he got up and never came back. I searched everywhere for him, but it was as if he'd vanished into thin air. I knew he was grieving, but he didn't have to disappear like that. I traveled to his hometown, but everyone all said that Robert Hemmings had died years ago. So, who was my Robert? Did I really know anything about my soulmate? Could Daddy be right about Robert being a gold digger? Enough of your silliness, Sally. It's time to grow up. I couldn't go against Dad anymore. I had to go back home and work at the agency. At least I had Mia here. But no, I barely ever saw her. She was really too busy being head of the marketing department to come see me. I felt so lost and wasn't enjoying the job at all. Worst of all, I was still missing Robert so badly that I kept making silly mistakes. Everyone was so mad at me. If only Robert was here, he'd cheer me up. One day, Mia asked me to deliver some outfits for a photo shoot. I arrived to see the shoot was already underway. Snap that camera, darling, while I'm still young. Boy, oh boy, that dude was sure full of himself. My curiosity poked out and I tried to sneak a peek at him, but when I saw who one of the models was, I dropped the clothes in shock. OMG, it was Robert! I charged through the group of people and wrapped my arms around him. Robert, where have you been? I've been looking for you everywhere. But he pushed me away. Get off me! Who are you? Why are you all over me like a rash? I don't know you. What? But I'm your girlfriend. Hey, you wish. Line up first. Easy there, Tiger. This is Henry, our hottest new model. Henry who? I had no idea what was going on, so I pulled Mia outside. Mia, he looks identical to Robert. Not every guy is your ungrateful ex. It's not uncommon for people to look similar. Your infatuation for Robert is making you imagine things. That might be true. She talked with me for a while, then put me in charge of the shoot for her. But I couldn't brush off Robert's image on that Henry guy. Then overheard some whisperings. Henry might be a newbie, but in the last month, he's had 3 major magazine shoots. Rumor has it, it's down to a secret backer. Something didn't feel right here. So I decided to dive in deeper to solve the mystery of Robert or not Robert. And I easily became Henry's assistant. Early the next morning, I dressed and eagerly ran to Henry's house. Robert usually slept in, so if Henry was Robert, surely he wouldn't have We're late! Huh? Oh, surprise! We're not late, as I changed today's schedule into a charity activity. Then, not letting him have any chance to question, I immediately dragged him to the car. Last night when the sponsor called, I nodded without any hesitation. Just imagine those shiny cheekbones on a soup kitchen flyer for the art and for the community. Only when we arrived at the location, there was just a field full of cows and not a soup can in sight. Did you donate grass to the cows? Still so gullible. How do you know I'm gullible? The staff told me. What gives? Then Henry walked, leaving me there with the cows. But wait a minute. Those moves had a little too much sachet. Was Robert that feminine before? So how about some of my homemade cake Robert always wolfed down? This is Robert's fave dish, right, Robert? He started coughing and mumbled out that he was so hungry, he would have eaten anything. Sure, Hen. So, let's see what excuses you would make in the cooking show, Chef. Your excellent cooking skill is going to give you away, dear Robert. Keep up the great act, then. But my smile faded when I saw Henry breaking the pasta in half, mistaking tomato sauce for hot sauce, and setting a pan on fire, causing everyone to run outside in fright. I sure had to do a lot of apologizing to the producers to get out of that one. I didn't understand why my plan went so wrong. Okay, Robert loved animals. No way he could resist an adorable puppy, so I bought my new dachshund, Cora, into work. But to my surprise, when Cora hurried over to greet him, he's screaming like a banshee and ran along the hallway like being chased by zombies. Is it possible? I might have figured out the truth, but I still wanted to meet him the last time to sort things out. But when he showed up, he seemed different, easygoing and thoughtful, and so Robert. Since when did you take up this dangerous sport? When your ex left? Are you that mad at him? I kept missing, and it was so frustrating. It's like I couldn't get anything right. Come now. Your palms have turned all red. You're so weird today. Weird how? Wouldn't you normally be like this? Or like this? Drop the act. I already know everything. Know what? You and my dad are dating, aren't you? You want to be my stepmother in your dreams. I was nuts to think you're my Robert. What? I don't like your dad? I didn't want any more of his lies. Only he pulled me back and kissed me. I was still trying to process all of this when he received a call, then ran away, leaving me all alone, like that time. There was no mistaking those lips. He's my Robert. But why did he keep denying it? I needed advice from Mia, but she wasn't home, so I waited in the living room. After a while, the door opened, and I also heard Henry's voice. Why was he here? I immediately hid in the corner, only to see my sister kiss him on the cheek. Henry, my sweet boyfriend. Boyfriend? What? So Dad wasn't Henry's secret backer? It was Mia. But he just kissed me. Was he two-timing me with my own sister? That night, so many thoughts were pecking at my head. So my sister dated my boyfriend? When did they meet? Wait, was that why Robert never wanted to take pictures with me? 'Cause it's more convenient for him to approach Mia? Had he planned everything from the beginning? This hurt so much, but I didn't want to upset Mia. I needed to find out the full details before telling her anything. So at work, I pretended to act normal while cooking up a plan for Henry's upcoming birthday. I knew he was going to brush it off, but I invited all the staff to his place, and of course, he couldn't run anywhere. And his manager, aka me, just accidentally spilled water on him so he'd take his vest off. As predicted, his room key was in his pocket. I went to Henry's room and swiped the card, but it required a password. I had 3 attempts to get this right. I tried Robert's birthday, then mine, but nope. I had one last chance. So, with a shaking hand, I pressed in our anniversary date, and it opened. I rummaged through everything and found a lot of documents about modeling sync. Then I found something else, a photo of him with him? Right at this moment, someone grabbed my shoulder. I turned and saw Robert, but before I could talk, he flashed me his police badge and arrested me for breaking in. He led me into a dark room, and I heard talking outside. How dumb of you to use your anniversary as the password. Then Robert barged into the room, followed by another Robert? The truth's out anyway. That's the Robert you're looking for, and his real name is Travis, and I'm Edward, not Henry. We're undercover cops investigating your father. Turned out, Travis was asked to approach me as Robert first, and his brother Edward sometimes filled his place when he was busy. That's why Robert's temperament was so hot and cold. But we couldn't anticipate that this kid would actually like you. Love is strictly forbidden in our job, so Robert had to go. So I created Henry and approached the suspect's other daughter to continue the mission. That was the plan until my simp brother went to see you without telling me. So the one who kissed me was? It was me. I just really wanted to see you. This is crazy! But why my dad? What did he do? Edward revealed that he suspected modeling sync was a front for human trafficking, and my dad was the brains behind the operation. No way. My daddy is a good man. Edward, he was always kind to you, wasn't he?
People only show you the version they want you to see. Even this silly boy fooled you. What makes you think your cunning father couldn't do the same? Do you know why he's especially interested in Henry? Because he's his next target. I'm sorry, Sally, but it's true. I know it's hard to hear, but we need your help to stop this.
Did my dad really do all these awful things? But that meant my life was a lie. Whether I liked the truth or not, I needed to discover it once and for all. I held my phone in shaking hands and waited for the message, even though I desperately didn't want to receive it. Sticking to Edward's plan, I ran into Dad's office in a panic. Dad, Henry's about to quit. I found a one-way plane ticket to Ontario, and it leaves tonight.
What? It can't be.
But the message just came. Just like Edward calculated, Edward in his Henry disguise was kidnapped and brought to the port to be tracked. So, it's true. My dad's a criminal. Then the police officers who already surrounded that area will arrest him and...
Sally?
Dad, why are you still here?
Sweetie, it's the middle of the night. Where else would I be but home?
Right at that moment, Travis called me.
Edward's tracking device indicates he's moving in the opposite direction of the police ambush.
I know where he's going. You should go straight there. I asked Dad to drive me there. If Dad wasn't behind it, then it had to be someone who worked directly with the models and knew that Henry was about to leave tonight. The only person who got all three was Mia. We arrived at the same time as Travis and the police. Travis rang the bell, and the door opened on Mia and her minions.
What? But we just took him.
Sally? Dad? Mia was still as sharp as ever, but still, the police were one step ahead.
It's you?
Travis reached me first and protected me from her while Edward pulled Mia back.
You tricked me!
We have literally everything. Why did you have to go down this route?
You're always Dad's favorite, while I've always been a spare part. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into modeling sync, yet one day it will be all yours. I'd rather burn and ruin the agency I've worked so hard for than see it in others' hands. No, you got it wrong. I love you both.
They arrested Mia and found the kidnapped models. What Mia did was wrong, but she was still my sister, so Dad and I visited her in prison.
Mia, I'm sorry for everything. I thought you were stronger than Sally, and when Mom passed away, that she needed me more than you did. I know it's late, but I promise I will make it up to you.
As we left, I saw Edward and Travis. Then Travis pulled me aside, apologizing for using my feelings to aid their investigation. I still love Travis, but I couldn't get over that. He deceived me, and I wasn't going to let anyone treat me like a gullible fool ever again. So I quit my job at the company and decided to leave my comfy, overprotected nest to experience the real world. After everything that had happened, I maintained my own belief that after the storm, the sun always comes up. I studied abroad, participated in multiple charity organizations, and became a teacher in remote areas. And one time, while I was teaching in a remote jungle location, I bumped into a familiar face.
Don't worry, I'm not running into you again this time.
I was wandering in the forest edge to amuse myself when I realized I got totally lost. What's that sound? All of a sudden, a blur of golden and black spots leaped towards me. I'm doomed! Guys, I'm here in Africa on vacation to support my parents with their new reality show. Oh, duty calls. See you later, Moaz. Hi, I'm Vivian, an influencer from Aachen, Germany. My mom and dad are actors, which does have some perks. They gave me everything I wanted. Branded clothes, supercars, fancy phones. Except for one thing. Their time. Christmas, birthdays, graduation ceremony. Whatever the occasion, they missed it. My friends thought I had the perfect life, but my only wish was to be picked up at school by my parents once. I was hoping this trip would be different, but it seems nothing has changed. They seem to have forgotten about their daughter's presence. Duh. That's why I always had to rely on strangers' attention like this. Being here alone was so boring. So I decided to amuse myself by live streaming in the forest edge. Hey viewers! Oh crumbs, I only have one signal bar. Hang on. Looks like I wandered further than I meant to. No worries. What's that sound? All of a sudden, a blur of golden and black spots leaped towards me. I'm doomed! I still haven't eaten caviar pizza, and I still don't own a Gucci bag in every color! I haven't even become prom queen! I can't die! Wait, were my eyes deceiving me? Or was the leopard really knocked out by some jungle guy swinging on a vine? Oh boy, he sure does resemble Tarzan.
Beautiful!
Thank you? I turned to reach for my phone and realized it had fallen on the ground, and I was still live streaming. Viewers were bombarding me with sad and wow face emojis and flooding my comments with concerned messages. Then my parents and the crew showed up. Turns out this guy had been lost in the jungle since he was a little boy, and he was raised by monkeys. His parents had passed away by now. I know, but I got lost too. Then, Mom and Dad announced that they'd bring this jungle boy home under the guise of being charitable. Pfft, wasn't it for publicity? They named him Taz and gave him a makeover. Well, at least they tried to. All the suits he tried on tore, as he was way too muscly. It took an entire box of candy bars to make him agree to shave, and he still refused to cut his hair. He could only speak a limited number of words and sentences he remembered from being a kid, so Mom and Dad had to hire a tutor to teach him to read and write, which was me. He hated living in the house, and after several occasions where he climbed out of the window and slept in the garden, my parents built him an amazing jungle zone room. But then he kept me awake all night with his incessant ape howling noises. My parents even brought him to their shows, and all they talked about every day was Taz this, Taz that, which made me feel like an outsider. This was really hard for me, but I tried to be patient. Then one day, my parents told me the worst news ever.
Taz is going to come to school with you as your bodyguard. We don't have time to do it. At least this time we'll know you'll be safe.
What? But I don't need a bodyguard, especially not one that can't even speak properly.
Taz knows basic conversation now. I don't see the problem.
So the next day, Taz started to stick to me. I set some ground rules. He had to stay 10 feet away from me at all times, and he wasn't allowed to mutter a single word to me. Thankfully, Mia, my bestie, was there to provide some normality to the freak show that was currently my life. Coffee for the hottie.
Don't drink. Me test first. Taz say safe for V to drink.
Yummy! Then I quickly explained everything to her. He's kinda hot, in a wild way. Don't you dare say that again! But later, despite my rules, Taz stuck to me like glue.
Parents told Taz must guard V.
Worst of all, the other students treated him like a celebrity. They took his photo, asked him dumb questions which caused traffic congestion in the hall. He immediately ran up the wall like a ninja to escape the crowd, making them even more excited and chase after him. That night, I checked my Instagram and was excited to see that I was only 2K followers away from 500K. Yahoo! Then an account caught my eye. That dude even has a fan page? For real? He stole my parents, my school popularity, and now he's trying to steal my followers too? What's with these crazy people? Why are they all so obsessed with him? At least there still exists a normal person. And handsome as well. Yeah, my Henry. I've secretly liked him for years, but even this sassy Instagram queen has a weakness. Just looking at him made my legs shake, so I admired him in secret. The next day, I was sneakily putting letters and gifts on Henry's desk when Taz interrupted.
Why we do that?
It's for love. When you really like someone, you show them with romantic gestures. Okay, it's like giving your last morsel of food to someone even though you're extremely hungry. Got it? Seeing as Taz was huge, it was no surprise he was soon asked to join the basketball team. Guess who else was on it? Yep, Henry. So I've got an idea. Maybe Taz was my way of getting closer to him. I asked Taz to give Henry a soda, but Taz accidentally shook it too hard. So when Henry opened it, he got totally soaked. Then I told Taz to support Henry during the match, but Taz was so into the game that he accidentally pushed Henry's pants down, revealing his Hello Kitty underwear. Everyone laughed at him, and he was so humiliated that he ran off the court. After the match, Taz came to me saying he was sorry, then continued,
Taz not like Henry.
I decided it was better to separate Taz and Henry before he ruined everything. All right, so I think it's best if you quit basketball.
But Taz likes basketball.
No big deal. I can ask my parents to build you a private basketball court and play with you? But from now on, you'll have to listen to me.
V, best ape ever!
Shh, stop saying silly things. Taz seemed so grateful for his new basketball court that he started caring about me more. He brought me an overload of fresh fruit, a bit too fresh, and checked it on whenever I was sad. I had just been at ease for a while before Taz was messing around again. I had a movie premiere to attend and was about to change into my stunning Versace dress, only to discover it had been swapped for a dress made from actual leaves.
Green! Beautiful, she said.
Luckily, I managed to arrange another dress just in time. But at the premiere, when the press interviewed me, Taz appeared.
V, best ape ever!
I was so embarrassed. I turned bright red and forgot my words. Thanks to Taz, I became a netizen laughingstock. I swear that I would pay this back, and my chance finally came. The audience loved Taz, but big crowds freaked him out, and he always tried to find a way to hide. During one press conference, I saw him run off frightened, so I followed him. Hey Taz, is there a place that will make you feel better? I can take you there.
We take Taz to jungle? Taz happy.
So I took him to the Dower Forest. As soon as we got there, Taz's mood changed. He ran wild and then stopped at a large oak tree.
V? Why letters?
This is the bridegroom's oak tree. Local people like to leave love letters here. Then we sat down under the tree, and Taz looked so upset.
Taz not like bright light and flashes.
That's okay. We can just chill here, right? Great. Seeing Taz leave the show on his own, then surely Mom and Dad wouldn't like him anymore. Only, when we returned home, my parents weren't furious with Taz, but with me.
Vivian, you should be setting a good example for Taz, not just inciting and taking him away from important events. Can you stop acting like a child and think before you act for once?
I shut myself in my room and I had a complete meltdown. Then I rang Mia to confide in her. Living with Taz is a nightmare. He has to leave. What do you mean? I'm going to find a way to kick him out. The next day at school, I was walking along the hallway when Henry appeared in front of me.
V, you have to convince Taft to rejoin the basketball team. We can't win the final without him. Please, I'll do anything you want.
Wow, seems like my Christmas gift came early. Anything you say? How about taking me to prom?
Actually, that's what I've always wanted to do. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I was frozen. This was incredible! I guess my kick-out Taz plan would have to wait for now. So I humbled myself to convince him. As expected, with the help of Taz, the team won. Only neither he or Henry showed up to get their trophy. I went looking for them and found Taz pouncing on Henry. Taz, stop it! But he was too full off rage to listen to me, so I had to jump between them.
He is completely out of control. You can forget about the prom then.
This is all your fault. You stole everything from me since the day you were back from that freaky jungle, and now you've beaten up my crush. All you've done is ruin my life. Why can't you just give me alone? Then he left. For real. This felt great, as I'd finally got rid of the thorn in my eye. Only, I couldn't shake away this empty feeling. Scrolling through my old comments didn't help, and neither did live streaming. I suddenly realized I missed the special way Taz cared about me. And when with him, I didn't have to hide or force myself to be anything other than me. I aimlessly wandered to Dodoor Forest and stopped at the oak tree. A letter poking out of the hole caught my eye. I picked it up and recognized it was Taz's try-to-be-neat but scribbled handwriting.
Henry liar. He's with Mia.
My head was still spinning when my phone went crazy. I checked and saw my inbox was full of rude comments. Then I soon found the viral audio. Living with Taz is a nightmare. He has to leave. I'm going to find a way to kick him out. I was literally petrified for a few seconds, while netizens kept going crazy, saying I was so ungrateful to Taz even after he'd saved my life. How could she? I immediately went to Mia's house to confront her about it. It was you, the only one I confided my story. Oh well, Miss Obvious. It was me. So what? Henry's mine, not yours. He just told you what you wanted to hear to get Taz back on the team. But that moron overheard Henry talking to me and dared to hurt him. You! Hi, talk about the jungle, dud. Total simp and stupid. I told him you'd love a leaf dress and he totally bought it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get my hair done for a date with Henry. Mwah. I felt like an elephant had slapped right on the face. So Taz was right. Back home, I gloomily pulled out Taz's letter. But hold on, there's still another part. Why didn't I realize it sooner? Right then, my parents arrived home. They'd heard that audio and were absolutely furious.
It's your fault Taz ran away. Now we have to compensate for the contracts of the shows he was supposed to be in.
You don't care about anyone! Says you! All you do is give me money and that's it. You're never there when I need you. Never! Even Taz cares about me more than you both do. Then I ran off right away. I kept going until I ended up under this bridge. Then I saw him. He was playing with some stray cats and dogs. I immediately ran to hug him and started apologizing, but he pointed behind me and said,
Bad guys, bad guys.
I turned around to see two figures headed this way. I dragged Taz into the corner and we watched them bundle the cats and dogs into sacks. They were definitely up to no good, so I used my phone to record them, but...
What you aiming at, kids?
I woke up feeling dizzy to realize that we were both tied up in an abandoned house.
Still no reply from her parents. They better pay up, or else.
You're wasting your time. They don't care about me. The thieves ignored me and kept calling and calling, but still no answer. That was it. I was gonna die here. We. Then, when it was pitch black out there, the door barged open and walked in Mom and Dad with a bag of money. As the thieves counted the money, Dad tried dialing the police, but one of them came throwing his phone right away and beat him up.
Say goodbye to your daughter.
Please don't hurt her. Hurt me instead. This really shocked me, as I'd only ever seen other people bowing to my parents before, not the other way around. The one guy raised a plank of wood to hit me, but right at this time, Taz leaped free and knocked them out cold. The police arrived soon after that and arrested the thieves. Mom and Dad immediately rushed to me. Are you okay, sweetie? We were worried sick when you were nowhere to be seen, and we're sorry for making you feel unwanted.
We never had money growing up and struggled a lot. That's why we wanted a different life for you. We kept working and thought giving you money over our time was the best way to show our love, but we were wrong.
Mom, Dad, what I really need from you is your presence. It's more precious than anything. And thank you for everything.
Okay, I protect V. I protect animals too.
Now I've realized what I needed the most. It was to always stay true to myself, like this dummy. I didn't want to be some fancy influencer anymore. Instead, Taz inspired me to use my reputation to establish an organization to care for abandoned animals. As for my dear ex-best friend and dear ex-crush, they didn't matter to me anymore. 'Cause you know what? The sweetest revenge is to live a fabulous life. At the end of the prom, I asked Taz about the note. Taz, did you write this?
I'm glad you asked. I practiced many times to say those words. Now time to say officially. I like you, V. You're my best ape ever.
It's only 6 a.m., but Dad already woke me up.
Hurry up, LaDonna. A huge storm's coming. Poor households await the city's plan for food and shelter.
Oh, then what's the mayor's plan for my food? But Dad didn't listen and just drove away without letting me have breakfast. Well, I'm used to this anyway. A little backstory. We came from a long line of politicians. My grandpa, my uncles, all worked for the government. My dad actually broke with tradition and became a successful businessman. But I guess the apple really can't fall far from the tree. Last year, he took a sudden U-turn and moved back to his hometown to pursue a political career. And he was elected mayor. Since then, he had no time left for me. Not to mention the judgy eyes I had to face at school. You look fine. It's not you. It's your dad's new policy they're whispering about.
Don't mind them, LaDonna. What do us kids know about politics anyway?
Here they are, Kira and Troy, my only friends here. In fact, Troy's even in a similar situation. His mom is the chief of police, but he deals with it pretty well. Have you been to the White House?
Does the key to the city really open anything? Can you tell your dad to ban homework?
Seriously, how could Troy stay calm before these stupid questions? And even the teachers wouldn't leave me alone. They always put me in charge of things. Please, just because my dad has great leadership doesn't mean I do too, as if I wasn't already swamped with chores. Once the last bell rang, I rushed to the grocery store. Since Dad's always busy now, poor old me had to take up housework, and it's frozen meals all day, every day. But today he'd come home early for dinner, so I'm gonna throw a feast. Except, none of these tasted edible. What's the problem? I followed the recipes very carefully.
Did I come home at the wrong time?
No, Dad, a perfect timing. My apple pie's ready.
You mean that smoking thing in the oven?
Oh no! My only ray of hope has also turned to ashes! I immediately ran to the convenience store, grabbed all of the instant foods, and dashed home. But Dad's already fallen asleep. He must be exhausted. It's always been him who raised me, as Mom passed away giving birth to me. Now on top of that, he had to take care of this whole town. He needed a partner to share his burden, and I needed to be taken care of as well. Let's see, getting to know someone new with Dad's hectic schedule would be impossible. So maybe reconnect him with one of his exes? From my aunt, I learned he had 2 ex-girlfriends. One is Jade, his old classmate who's still single. 2 is Alva. No other information. Let's start with Jade then. Next day, I immediately told Troy and Kira about my master plan. That's my Aunt Jade. No way! It's fated! Suddenly, a group rushed towards us, babbling about my uncle being appointed temporary Secretary of State. Jeez, chill guys! They kept flocking around, making me feel suffocated. Panicked, I ran away, and as I turned the corner, a hand pulled me back.
Calm down. You're safe from that crazy crowd now.
Thanks, but why did you help me?
I've been in your position. I know what you're going through.
Just like that, I found myself comfortably venting everything to her.
It must be hard for your family of 2.
That's why I'm finding him a wife.
Oh, good luck to you then, sweetie. I have to go now.
What a lovely lady. If only everyone could be like her. With Kira's help, setting up a date for Dad and Jade was a piece of cake.
We both dragged them to the same restaurant, then cued some cliché matchmaking moments. Me and Kira quickly excused ourselves and monitored things from afar. They seemed to have a good time, but as we leaned closer... Huh? Inflation? Food security? Obesity epidemic? They'd been chatting about politics this whole time? Dad, that's exactly why you're single. On the way home, I constantly mentioned Jade, but Dad was nonchalant and switched the subject to his meeting instead. Ugh, another one in 30 minutes. I'll have to stay home alone tonight. As he dropped me off, he added,
Find yourself a boyfriend first before trying to set me up.
How annoying. I then called Kira to inform her that our matchmaking plan had failed, but it took her a while to accept it. You give up too soon. Is it 'cause you don't like my aunt? No, Kira, it's 'cause I know my dad. And if he said no, it's a no. Okay, now plan B. Alva. I did some digging and figured out the neighborhood where she lived. I'll go there tomorrow. So here I am now, completely lost. Except, isn't that the woman who helped me at school? I rushed over and thanked her for the other day, but she seemed a little off. After a lot of persuading, she finally told me the cause of her sorrow. A tragic love story.
His family are all politicians, so they can't accept someone mediocre like me.
I'm so sorry, but I'm sure you can find someone better. She shook her head, saying he'd recently moved back to town and was still single. That got her reminiscing about the good old days, but sadly, he's seeing someone else. Wait a sec, is that a photo of you two? May I see? She showed it to me. My thought exactly. That's my dad. So, you're Alva?
Yes, but how do you know?
Because you're my dad's ex. Just who I'm looking for. I shrieked in happiness, but strangely, she cried even harder, then hugged me.
If that's your dad, then LaDonna, I'm not just his ex. I'm your mom.
Hold up, what now? So, they were deeply in love despite my dad's family's disapproval. But when I was born, they got even angrier and kicked her out. Yet, this entire time, I thought my poor mom was no longer on this earth. Our reunion was cut short by Dad's call. I wanted to ask him everything ASAP, but Mom signaled me not to.
Honey, don't tell Robert yet. Of course I look forward to our family's reunion, but I'm not ready to meet him. And perhaps neither is he. It'll be awkward for him and the woman he's seeing.
No worries, Mom. There's nothing between them. The only woman for him is you. Having Mom beside me made my life so much better. She's a successful businesswoman, but still puts work aside to spend time with me. We went on picnics, shopping, watched movies together. And her cooking is the best. I devoured the grilled ribs in an instant. It's 1,000 times better than frozen food. When I'm around her, I can be myself without worrying about the public's eye. I wish I could skip class every day to stay home with Mom like this, but it's not that easy. At school, I excitedly told Kira and Troy all about my fun outings with Mom, but they looked rather uninterested. Whatever. Mom will pick me up later and we'll have a blast. Suddenly, buzzing talks from other tables cut off my thoughts.
My cat eats faster than her.
Indeed, our graceful princess. Guys, don't be fooled. She's in fact a delinquent who skips class all the time.
Having a mayor daddy is so lucky.
If we did that, we'd be kicked out right away. Those mean girls always have something bad to say. I headed toward them to settle this once and for all, but my father's words echoed in my mind.
LaDonna, everyone judges me by your behavior.
Ugh, fine. They're right, LaDonna. You've been absent quite a lot lately. I just want to be around my mother. A good mom would never tell her daughter to skip class. Think about it. There must be a reason for your whole family to be against her. What do you know? They were the bad guys who unreasonably looked down on her. Then why did your dad keep in touch with my aunt, but cut ties with her? So, Kira was still annoyed that my dad and her aunt didn't become a thing? How petty. I walked off, but Troy ran after me.
Kira's just worried about you. Also, you're living in the same town as your mom now. You'll have lots of time with her, so don't play truant again, okay? Here, I've marked the important parts we learned during your absence.
Troy has always been gentle to me. He's right. I have tons of time for Mom, but we can't keep sneaking around like this. My parents should reunite soon. I remembered the story of how my mom first met Dad and got an idea.
What's so important that you have to come here in this weather?
I promised to help out a friend. Please pull over here and wait for me. The friend I was helping was none other than Mom. I then waited a bit before telling Dad to bring me an umbrella because it's raining too hard. Now it's your turn. Go get him, Mom. And just like that, the romantic scene from many years ago was reenacted right before my eyes. My mom was soaking wet, dashed through the rain, then bumped into my father. My dad then bent down to help her up, looked right into her eyes, and dropped her on the ground? I was still in shock when Dad charged towards me and dragged me back to the car.
How did you know that woman?
I asked around.
Just stop. Never see her again, got it?
His extreme reaction was proof that Mom really mattered. They'll definitely get back together soon because they had me, their special bond. That night, I called Mom. She must have been really upset.
It's all right, honey. I'm used to it. Your dad's family was... Never mind. Your birthday's coming. LaDonna, what do you want for a present?
I just want you to be with me.
Yes, sweetie. If only we could celebrate as a family.
That's it! I insisted Dad throw me a huge birthday party. I invited all my friends and acquaintances. When the party began, I stepped on stage and thanked everyone for coming. Lastly, the biggest thanks goes to the people who brought me into this world. Dad, Mom, please join me. I believe you all know my father already, but my mother, Alva Garrix... The crowd began talking and pointing. Now Dad has to acknowledge her.
Please, it's a misunderstanding. Miss Garrix here is only an old friend, and it seems she got along very well with my daughter, which is just adorable. Let's toast to our little princess's birthday.
Unbelievable! He's fully committed to disregarding her. As the guests were busy chatting, Dad pulled me into a room. Ugh, he doesn't have the right to be mad here. Old friend? You're straight up lying! Alva is my mother.
No, she's a gold digger. Look, there's no time right now.
When do you ever have time for me? Dad just sighed, apologized, then sat me down to tell me that back when he first started his business, it failed, but he didn't want to ask his family for help. Mom berated him, saying he was a dumb loser who wouldn't take advantage of his family's power. Unable to change his mind, Mom left after I was born.
No, that's not it. I'm sorry, Robert. I shouldn't have shown up here. It's all my fault.
She suddenly passed out. Panicked, Dad and I put her in bed. That night, I checked on Mom constantly, then fell asleep next to her. I was awoken by my phone's notifications, so I quickly went out to check to not wake Mom. Oh my, hundreds of articles about my dad came up. His old photos with Jade and with my mother were all over the news. The press was saying that he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Dad's bombarded with calls from dozens of news outlets.
It's her. Only Alva has these photos.
Dad, look! How could such a frail person do anything? Suddenly, I saw a figure at the door to Mom's room. Dad and I tiptoed over, then grabbed them. Aha! Gotcha! Huh? Kira? Kira claimed that my mom's very suspicious, so she had to keep an eye on her. I swear she's faking it. I heard her on the phone just now. Enough, Kira! You're out of line this time. I don't want such a petty friend. Leave! Kira didn't say another word, and just left. So did my dad.
The protest at 4th Street is still going strong? All right, I'm coming.
It's always work, work, work. Do these strangers matter more to him than his wife and kid? The next day, Troy asked me to meet up at the park for some update. So I unloaded everything onto him. I can't believe my dad rejected Mom just to save face like that. He's not making as much money as when he had his business. Why is he so dead set on this job?
I used to think like that about my mom too, but then I realized that she wasn't doing her job for money or fame, but simply contributing to society. I now entirely support her because it's her life's purpose. It might be the same for your dad.
What Troy said lingered in my mind. It does make sense. If Dad's all about glory, there's many other ways which don't require him bending over backwards day in and day out like this. Troy's always been understanding to his mom. And me? I've never been supportive of Dad when he had to juggle between his job and me. When I got home, Mom was nowhere to be seen, except a letter on the table. Mom said she's terminally ill and didn't have much longer. That's why she risked everything to be with me. But now her health's worsened. She didn't want me to witness her pitiful condition, so she left. I immediately called her.
It's dangerous in this abandoned construction site. Please don't come. I just need you to know I love you, LaDonna.
I immediately knew where she was when she said that. I rushed over, but at the entrance, a scary-looking crew approached me.
Don't worry, sweetie. They're our friends. Just listen to them.
They wasted no time tying me up, then called Dad. As soon as he arrived, Mom dropped her act. Turned out, she planned to approach me right after knowing he was elected mayor. Her wish to rekindle with us was just to use Dad. But it didn't work on him, so she's pushing things this far.
Sign here and our daughter will be safe. Many people will go bankrupt if that's signed. Don't ever think you could fool me. You couldn't care less about your daughter? Or are you still counting on those useless cops?
Ma'am, you underestimate our law enforcers. It's Troy and Kira, followed by undercover policemen coming from all directions. Turns out, Kira actually heard the calls Alva made to her accomplices. She then told Troy and asked his mom to look into Alva. Coincidentally, the police had always been after Alva because she's been involved in a scheme that gave tenants a ridiculously huge debt. She colluded with the former mayor and wanted to continue the scam with my dad now. Before she's taken away, Elva still cried and begged for my help. I was nothing more than a puppet to you, and now you're talking about maternal love? A scammer like you deserves to be brought to justice. After Elva's arrest, I broke down crying. She's my mother. That's the only truth among all those lies. Dad hugged me and said sorry for everything. It's all my fault. I just foolishly fell into her trap because I wanted someone to take care of us.
I'm sorry, LaDonna. You went through so much because of me and my job.
It's okay, Dad. Now I see how meaningful your work is. I'm proud to be your daughter. And you too. Thank you. I decided to sign up for a cooking class to better support Dad, and this banquet is the fruits of my hard work. But before he could even sit down, an emergency call came. He gave me a sorry look, but I gladly said, "Bye, Dad. I'll save you some." I was a little bummed out, but it's his job after all, and if he can't be changed, why not learn to enjoy it? Moments later, these hungry hippos already came. But hey, this just came to my mind. How about Troy's mom? She's also single and would look great with your dad, right? Nah, I've realized he already has a love of his life, serving the community. He's very happy with his choice, so I'll leave him be, for now.
That's right. Besides, we can't be family. At least, not yet.